And has achieved the #1 rank in the FCIAC standings by vanquishing all 9 of its opponents. Trumbull, they have ascended to second place by defeating 8 of its 9 foes, including Staples, the defending title holder. After 3 months of hard-fought contests, these 2 powerful programs are the lone conference pair left standing. Tonight, the Golden Eagles and the Blue Wave go toe-to-toe for the FCIAC Championship. It is all next on Friday Night Football. It is a live look at McDougall Stadium on the campus of Connecticut's Trumbull High School. The FCIAC Conference has reached its final destination, championship night. It all comes down to this. For undefeated Darien, the Blue Wave at 9-0, and the 8-1 Golden Eagles of Trumbull. Well, we are so glad to have you aboard right here on Friday Night Football. Jimmy Cavallo, along with former Hofstra all-time receiver Wayne Morris. You know, Wayne, when you look across the high school football landscape across the country, winning a state championship is of the utmost importance. I don't know if that's the case in the FCIAC. Boy, they put a lot of value in calling themselves an FCIAC champion.
Yeah, absolutely right. I'm from New York, and the New York State title is a big thing. So I was amazed in talking to all these coaches over the last couple of weeks about how important it is. And it's because, you mentioned, that 19-team super conference, the road you have to take just to get to this game is amazing. So it's very rewarding, and a lot of these schools place a high emphasis on tonight's game.
Honoring America on a night where they will crown an FCIAC champion. Spectacular fall night for football. This is as good as it gets here in Trumbull. 43 degrees, but most importantly, when you're up here 600 feet above sea level, there is no wind. It will not be a factor. She will be roaming the sidelines all night here tonight in the FCIAC title game. Our first check-in with Tara Petrolino. What's up, Tara?
Hey, Jimmy, what's up? Well, it's hard to believe that an 8-1 Eagle squad was listed as the others at the bottom of the pool, so to speak, in the season preview in the local newspaper. But you know what? Coach Bob Maffei says that's okay. We're used to being the others. That is our identity. We've proven how good we are and that we deserve to be in this football game. And just a couple of minutes ago, all the players on the field, Jimmy, telling everyone this is our time. Right now is our time.
And you see Coach Bob Maffei right there, the head coach of the Eagles of Trumbull High School, took over for the legend, the Dean of Connecticut Coaching, Jerry McDougall, Coach Mack. And on the other side, for the Blue Wave of Darien, one of the best in the business, 4th year at the helm, is Rob Trifone. Of course, he had all those great years at Brian McMahon High School, winning 2 FCIAC titles along the way with the Senators. And what a night for these young men. When you play in the FCIAC Conference, it starts out Wayne Morris with 19 teams. It trickles down to this night, and they come one, they come many for a game like this, for the right to call yourself the FCIAC champ.
And they bring all their hometown fans with them, as you saw the shot in the crowd there, Jimmy. And, you know, for Trumbull, you know, a lot of people didn't think they should be here or will be here, but if they win tonight, Jimmy, they would have knocked off the undefeated Staples a week ago and come into this game and knock off another undefeated team for the title. So they certainly will earn it.
See the deep man, Phil Terrio, for Trumbull Terrio. A spectacular senior season. Also Ian Millen, who might just stay on the field and be the quarterback. And we are underway in the 2010 FCIAC Championship. This kickoff will go out of bounds. The ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line, where the 8-1 Eagles will take over. Our referee, Mr. Lou DeMaio, and his crew got their first flag of the night.
Had to warm up a little bit. Had to get that
illegal procedure on the kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line to start the drive. First down.
Well, Trumble's quarterback right now, a two-quarterback system, is Brian Gallo, also a senior. So Gallo will get the first touches of the night. Coach Bob Maffei said it is a pre-game decision. He checks him out in warm-ups and he goes. Well, you know we will see Ian Millen before the night is over. First play of this FCIAC. Nobody home as Gallo is stopped, but a flag comes in. Could be a horse collar, Wayne.
Yeah, out of a face mask, but that was number 41. Jake Wild had shot in there on the stunt.
It is a face mask and a personal foul at that. Wild doesn't like the call.
Now, I watched this Trumbull team a week ago upset Staples and started Brian Gallo. Listen to the referee here.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And watch Jake Wild shoot the gap. And looks up, he gets him in the back of the helmet and pulls on the back of the helmet, Jimmy. And that obviously is not something the referees will let go here early in the game.
So on 1st and 10 now, once again, is Gallo flushed out of the pocket, rolling right. Gallo towards the sideline where he's smoked. Once again, here comes Wild, shot out of a cannon.
Well, I tell you what, these two quarterbacks a week ago ran roughshod over the Staples front seven. They were able to get in and out of the pocket with ease. But the key to tonight's game for Trumbull on offense and Darien on defense is that front four.
As you check out our starters for the Eagles of Trumbull, Don Cherry, Lena, Lombardi, Terrio, and Porciello. The skill position guys, the boys up front, Roman, Testani, Real, Antonelli, and Johnny Palazzo at right tackle. Second down now. Call it 10. Ball sits at the 48-yard line of Trumbull. Back to throw is Gallo. Gallo looking to the left side, swings it off to Matty Lena. Lena's got some room. Matt Lena still on his feet, crosses over the 40. It'll be a first down for the Eagles.
And that's what you do against an aggressive front. You throw some draws and you throw a screen, and Matt Lena did a nice job getting out in space, picking up some big yardage, and that's what Trumble's going to have to do to slow down this front four that's accounted for 27 sacks on the season. Watch Lena. Good job by Gallo getting the ball out of his hands, some nice blocking out in front. And this is a good-looking young man at the halfback position.
1st and 10 now for Trumbull. Out of the shotgun, it's Lena now, right side, looking for a block on the edge, gets it. Picks up a couple yards before he's thrown to the ground by Charlie Kunze. And you take a look at this defense for the Blue Wave. The fearsome foursome up front. Shanley, Kunze, Sherwood, and Morehouse. These guys can play with the best of them. The linebackers, Weinstock, Weil, and Gatling. And the secondary is Waters, McDonough, Graham Maybell, and Cody DeZio. Second down now. Inside handoff. Once again, look at him go, Matty Lena. And Lena, the captain, is getting off fast in the FCIAC final.
Good play calling by Trumbull. Slow it down a little bit. Came with the screen a couple plays ago. Now you come with the quick inside trap. Picking up big yardage on the quick hitters.
No huddle offense of Trumbull. Great hole right there, and Lena hits it. Ball sits now just inside the 15-yard line. At the 14, it's Gallo. 4 receivers in the package. Once again, it's Lena. Ball comes loose. Jumping on it is Gallo. Did he get it? He did not. The Blue Wave has it. It is Jake Wild.
And Jake Wild should not have gotten his ball, but the effort. It looked like Gallo had the easiest shot at the football, but Jake came flying in and beat him to the ground. Take a look at it here. Just some confusion on the handoff. Well, watch, Gallo is on the ground already, Jimmy, but Jake Wild beats him to the football. That's championship effort right there.
Well, Coach Rob Trefone set up Jake Weil. He gets in the zone with the best of them. 1st and 10 now for Darien. Chris Salam, the senior quarterback, hands it off inside. Here's Peter Guswaldi. And Guswaldi, a sophomore, starting at tailback for the Blue Wave of Darien. There's their senior quarterback, Chris Salam, fierce competitor. He was at Darien as a freshman and a sophomore. Transferred to the Berkshire Academy as a junior. Guess what, folks? He transferred back to Darien for his senior year. He had to earn the spot, and he did just that. 2nd down and 4. Here comes a sweep right. Short of the 1st down. Good job by the defense running to the football. The ball carrier was Graham Maybell. Blue Waves offense, the boys, the skill position pins. Guswaldi, Maybell, Fahey, Barker, and Morehouse. The O-line, O'Donnell, Coley, Newton, Kunze, and Mason Barron at right tackle. So 3rd down and 3 now for Darien. Alam looks it over. They fake a sweep, inside trap. Good yardage here and a 1st down. Moving the chains will be Graham Maybell. Trumbull's season has been predicated on defense. They have had a great year. Barnish, Wojtek, and Monaco. The 3 boys up front. The linebackers, Porciello, Lena, Cherry, and DeWalt. And the secondary, Terrio, Dersime, Matera, and Millen. Deserme. 1st and 10 now. Falling forward for a couple is Graham Maybell, the senior.
And coming right at you, going to pull the guard, lead blocker. See Millen come in there, slow him down. And Jimmy, one of the reasons why you don't see Millen starting on offense, because he's a very important player on the defensive side of the ball at safety. And he had a terrific ball game a week ago.
You see Maybell's numbers on the season. An outstanding athlete, primetime lacrosse player for Jeff Braymeyer. 2nd down and short. Fighting for yardage and getting the 1st down, but in comes a penalty is Maybell once again. So we will sort out the flag. It is a face mask against Trumbull. And this will move the ball down to the 35-yard line of the Eagles.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
See our officiating crew led by Lou DeMaio.
Early on, Jimmy, you get a fumble, and you get a face mask by Ryan Monaco right there in the middle of your screen. So early on, Trumbull making some key mistakes.
That was a head turner right there on Maybell. Glad to see he's okay. 1st and 10 now for the Blue Wave. Alam in shotgun. Left side, here comes Guswaldi, the sophomore. Guswaldi is strung out. Excellent speed to the football. Leading the way was Ian Millen and Philly Terrio.
And another flag down. Jimmy, looks like another face mask. But talk about that young man right there, 26, Peter Guswaldi.
Well, amazing. We haven't even played 4 minutes, and we've had 3 face masks called in the game.
You know, it must have called that on Guswaldi, the ball carrier.
Watch the stiff arm.
Take a look. Oh, yeah, right there. That's a great call. He grabbed it and still had it on the way down. Very unusual you see that on the offensive side, but that's a great call by the officials.
5-yard face mask on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. Repeat 1st down.
That young man, super sophomore. Guswaldi, Peter.
Just a 5-yarder right there. So it's 1st and 10 now. You see our penalty yards early on in this game. Here's Alam now, back to pass. got some time. Now flushed out of the pocket. He's going to just throw this one away. Oh, good pressure by the Eagles of Trumbull. Bringing the noise right there was Brian DeWalt, also Brian Barnash.
And I watched this Trumbull defense a week ago. Completely shut down the Staples offense. You see the coverage in the secondary, and here comes the late pressure. That's a coverage situation right there, Jimmy. Excellent job. You see Barnash in the middle of the screen. Along with Wojtek. You couldn't see Barnash for a minute because he walked behind Wojtek, who's a big, big young man at the nose.
2nd down and 20. Here's Alam out of the shotgun, rolling, looking. A lot of time once again. Coverage is there. He's going to have to take it out of bounds. So great job by that Trumbull secondary. They gave Alam nothing to look at.
Man, excellent decision by that young man right there. This championship ball game. First quarter, you get on the edge. You got the coverage out in front of you. Design rollout. No one's open. Good, smart decision. Do not throw the ball into the coverage. Either throw it away or tuck it and go. So it's a good decision by Chris, especially with that young man in the secondary. 3 pick sixes on the year for Phil Terrio. You don't want to just throw it up in the coverage.
No, he gets after it to Captain Terrio. Now 3rd in a bundle, calling 17. Here's Alam now, rolls out to the left side. Plenty of time once again, loads up. Deep ball down the left side, got a man just out of the hands of Graham Maybell, who was in stride.
2 hands, Graham, 2 hands. Looked like he didn't pick it up right away and tried to grab it with 1 hand, but from up here, I thought he should have been able to get 2 hands on it. They're going to roll him left this time and watch him turn the hips, get the shoulders upfield, good post corner route right there. Jimmy, that's a ball he should have caught. 2 hands on the ball, decided to go after it with the right hand and could have pulled it in. That's an excellent throw by Chris Alam. I like the way, Jimmy, he went to his offhand, to his left, turned the hips, got the shoulders squared upfield, and delivered a good ball.
Patty McDonald, the junior punter now, in for the Blue Wave of Darien. McDonald gets a punt off down the left side. It takes a Trumbull roll. Well, of course, a game like this, Bob Maffei and the Golden Eagles, a game filled with pressure. As you see, that ball is still alive, was picked up. So whistle never blew, and why not? Terrio and company say live ball.
Well, what happened was a Blue Wave player came down and just smacked the ball, which is a first touch, but never gained control of it, never put the ball down. He just smacked it forward, and at that point, it's a freebie for Trumbull, because once the ball touches the punting team, you can take a chance to pick it up, because if you fumble it, it's back to where the first touching was. So, you know, you're on special teams covering punts and the ball is rolling on the ground. You need to pick it up and hand it to the official.
So our officials will sort this one out. And of course, Bob Maffei won this title in 2005. Back in 2010, the FCIAC Championship is all about the pressure.
Pressure is not knowing what you're doing. So if we're well prepared, there's no pressure. And so we've had a couple good days already. The kids are locked in, they're focused. We cut down on our practice, time just to rest the legs, and it's a long season. And if they're prepared, they won't be nervous. There's no pressure if you're prepared.
We had a great time in our Thursday visit with Coach Maffei. His theme is to keep it fun.
We have legal participation on the return team. Half the distance to the goal will be first down, Trumbull.
Wayne here, we'll sort it out. Illegal participation. You see the ball rolling around here.
Now watch the Darien player smack the ball forward. So actually it's a touching. That ball is still live. A Trumbull player can pick it up. It's a free shot, because if they fumble it away, Phil Terrio knows the rules, takes off. Now Darien thought the ball was dead, so players started to come on the field, and there's your legal participation.
Nevertheless, now it's a 1st and 10. Look where the ball is spotted. That went against Trumbull.
Well, Trumbull players perhaps came on the field. So that's what they're calling here. But Jimmy, you cover and punch, and the ball's rolling on the ground. If you're the punt coverage team, you've got to pick it up and hand it to the officials.
Ball's on the 5-yard line now for Gallo. Back to pass. Dangerous area to throw it. He completes it, though, right out to about the 10-yard line. Ball about 5 yards on the play. Ball was complete to number 23, Mike Oos.
Now last week against Staples played a lot of two-deep zone, a lot of quarter zone, dropping. They didn't want to get beat down the field by Terrio and the rest of the receivers. So Gallo did not get a chance to show off that arm because the coverage was down the field. He took the underneath stuff, and he took off running out of the pocket. And Millen did the same thing when he came in the ballgame. But against this Darien Blue Wave defense, they're going to be up in your face playing some man coverage.
That was Lenardi who was actually on the catch, number 25. And then on 2nd down and 5. Good run right there. This one should move the chains. Donnie Cherry, the ball carrier right there, the junior leader.
And I like Donnie Cherry. He had a great touchdown run in last week's game. He's a big guy, but he's got the patience of a small halfback. And he runs a bit upright, but he's a tough ball carrier, and he really's got some good vision. And I watched him last week take the ball up inside, bounce it back out to the outside for a touchdown run.
He wants to take the action to you. Here's Gallo now to Cherry. Cherry to the right side. And good job by the left side of that defensive line of Darien. Nobody home. Of course, in on the tackle was Jake Weil and company.
Good job by Charlie Kunze. You see him on the edge right there. Stand up the offensive guard trying to kick him out, which really closed down the hole.
Shanley, too, came blasting down the line of scrimmage. This is James Shanley, tenacious 240-pound senior. 1st and 10, though, for Trumbull. Back to pass is Gallo. Flushed out of the pocket, steps up, runs it. Now he throws it complete. This one goes to Brian DeWalt.
And that's going to be huge for Gallo, Jimmy, because unlike last week, he's not going to be able to outrun the quickness of this front four. So he's going to have to scramble, watch him step up and out the back door, but he's not getting away. But he has his head downfield, looking for a receiver. That's a big change from Rico right here. He's looking upfield. Last week, he's tucking and go. Tonight, he's looking downfield for his receiver. He does a nice job.
So DeWalt on the reception there. And look at the Eagles of Trumbull. A minute ago, pinned at their own 5-yard line, and now DeWalt and company have some breathing room. Ball sits just outside the 35-yard line, at about the 36. As we come up on 5 minutes to go here, first quarter, live from the state of Connecticut, the FCIAC Championship. The Eagles of Trumbull, their last title, 2005, taking on the Blue Wave of Darien. It's been a while for Darien. 1998, their last FCIAC Championship. Here's Cherry now, looking for a hole. A little room there, picks up a couple. A flag comes in. So a first quarter that has been littered with penalties. And this one's going against the Eagles.
Goes to the top. Referee's trying to stay loose too, Jimmy. Getting those arms loosened up, trying to keep warm. Seriously, it's too many flags so far for a championship game. And the refs are calling what they're seeing, so you can't blame them. These young men.
Hold on the offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
And these young men have to adjust to the referees who are calling a little bit tight right now, Jimmy. So, if you're thinking about reaching out and grabbing a jersey while you're blocking, you better keep those hands inside because clearly the flags are coming out if you committed an infraction.
So 60 yards and penalties so far in this first quarter. 30 and 30. Brian Gallo looks over the defense and he sees number 41, Jakey Weil. First down and 20. Gallo from the shotgun. Gallo looks left side, comeback route to Terrio. Here's Philly Terrio. Terrio is loose. Phil Terrio crosses the 50. Terrio still on his feet, looking for a block. Terrio crosses the 20-yard line. Oh, Philly Terrio, the senior captain, makes a big play.
Talked about his big play ability on both sides of the ball. And all this is a quick screen for Phil Terrio. So last week, but I want you to see this block by number 56. Come out front, Will Testani makes the key block right there that opens up the lane. And look, another lineman out in front. Great effort by the offensive line to help along the big playmaker, Phil Terrio.
From the 18, here's Gallo on a keeper. He's in trouble. Gallo running backwards, goes down under a sea of blue wave. Bring in the noise. Zach Sherwood and company also there with Scotty Waters.
That's front four. It's too quick for Gallo to be dancing around back and forth. Doesn't have anywhere to go with the football. It's a design run, but the hole's closed down. What he's got to learn to do is follow his blockers, get what you can get, starting to play over. Going back and forth against this defense is not going to get it done.
Loss of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 16. Gallo looking left side. That ball was tipped and does not get to Phil Terrio. So the pressure and the deflection as that front four of Darien continues to come.
It looked like Charlie Kunze on the right side. They moved Charlie around. He starts at the tackle, but you see him right there at the right end. He's played the left end already in this game. They move him around, and you saw those basketball skills for Charlie Kunze come in handy.
3rd down and 16. Kunze gets set to fire out. Gallo now. Little wide receiver screen. Off to the right side. Oh, great tackle from behind. Chasing the play down was Jared Gatling, the senior.
That's all effort, Jimmy, from inside linebacker spot. Watch him chase this down. This is a quick screen to the receiver who does not come down the line of scrimmage. The wide receiver's going to, I believe it was Lombardi, he's going to bounce it back out and watch the speed of Gatling. Close that down. That's good effort.
Wonderful play by Jarrett. And it puts him in a 4th down situation. Field goal attempt here by Anthony Matera. This one is going to be short. So a good drive, a big play to Phil Terrio, but it comes up empty for the Eagles of Trumbull. Darien's defense, Wayne, stood up when they had to.
2nd time this game. The first drive was the fumble. Look at the missed field goal. Looked like he just hit it fat. It sounded fat from up here. Just pushed it wide, right, and a little short. Didn't sound like he got it clean. And Anthony Matera made a big field goal in last week's game against Staples to push it to an 8-point spread.
And that set up Staples in the predicament they faced, having to go for 2. 1st down and 10 now for Darien. They get it back to their offense. Niswaldi, nobody home. Look at the defense come. Brian Barnish and company.
Well, I'll tell you what, those down inside 3. But Trumbull played an awesome game a week ago.
It's a fumble, Wayne. The ball came loose, and the Eagles have it. Wow.
Brian Barnish played an excellent game a week ago. You're going to see him knife through with the penetration. Unblocked, and the ball popped out as soon as he made contact. Pulling the guard, he sneaks in behind the guard. Knocks the football out. And Tom Pauciello, number 5, the defensive end, outside linebacker, made the recovery. See the turnovers, 1 each.
Yeah, but Barnish, she got that big right paw on the football. Barnish, big guy, good size. I can't tell you how big he is. They don't believe in heights and weights here at Trumbull on the program. Bob Maffei, great personality. He goes, you know, listen, if you want their heights and weights, you got to be like the guy at the circus. You know, the guy who looks at somebody, tells you how big you are, how much you weigh. No, by the way, I always avoid that guy at the circus.
Well, I can tell you right now, Barnish, I don't care how tall, how much he weighs, the kid can play.
Here's Ian Millen now at quarterback. Hands off to Cherry, and look at the defense. The blue wave at Darien. First on the prowl was Tucker Morehouse.
And Tucker's having an outstanding season. Yeah, I talked about Charlie Kunze's 8 sacks. Well, Tucker has 11 on the season. You're going to see him chase this down from behind. Gets a little help from the outside linebacker, Brandon Cooley.
2-quarterback system. Here's Ian Millen on the keeper. Nothing doing up front. Once again, it is Jake Weil and Zach Sherwood. Zach Sherwood has come to play on Friday Night Football, number 56 for the Blue Wave. Some guys just look like football players. He fits into that category.
And you know, Charlie Kunze gets a lot of the ink, a lot of the attention. The coach couldn't stop talking about Zach Sherwood.
3rd down and 11. Millen flushed out of the pocket. Millen chased down and thrown to the turf nothing doing. The defense responds once again. And also having a big first quarter is Tucker Morehouse.
And here's, you see the controlled but aggressive pass rush lanes by that front four. Gets on that back step. He wants to go. Now watch him, thinks he has a hole, but watch it close down as Tucker sheds his blocker and ducks back underneath and gets the sack.
So 4th down and 9. They'll go for it. Here's Millen back to pass. Looking. Millen out of the pocket he goes. He's got to get 7. Turns it upfield. And Millen is very close to a first down. This will come down to a spot and a measurement. And Darien says, no way. Our offense is coming onto the field. He is a yard short. The Blue Wave have held once again. That's picking up your offense after the turnover if you're on that deep.
Yeah, big time. So you've seen the Blue Wave with 3 excellent defensive stands here in the first half of this game. You'll watch Ian drops back. There's nothing open. He just takes off. That's one thing about Ian Millen. He's going to make quick decisions, which is a good thing at the quarterback position. But this defense, you see Jake Wow coming so quickly and close, force him wide, out of bounds, short of the first down.
Good open field hit by Brandon Coley, the senior, to pull him up a yard short. So here comes Darien now on first down. On the carry is Graham Maybell. And you see Ian Millen. He's been a 2-year starter at safety. Got his first look at him at quarterback, but can't say enough about that Darien defense, man. That's football. You get a turnover in the red zone, you give the ball to Trumbull deep, and the defense holds.
It's points off turnovers. That's huge. If you can capitalize on it, you're going to end up winning more games than none. If you can stop it, you can protect your offense.
Here's Gaswaldi. Not much there. You are seeing 2 defensive football teams going mano a mano here. Great lateral movement by this Trumbull defense right there. They are closing down the running lanes.
Hey, you're not going to be able to walk it up down the field against these defense. So coming out in the second quarter, offenses need to tighten it up.
12 minutes are in the books in the FCIAC Championship. In a chess match by the defense, nobody has scored. Second quarter is next.
Hey neighbors, come on your phone for a conference call. My phone service doesn't include 3-way calling.
We're eating dinner?
Oh, I don't mind. Hey, it's Adam.
It's hard to believe some people still don't have the Optimum Triple Play upgrade.
Hey neighbor, you mind emailing more photos off my memory stick? Slow internet.
Sure.
Pew!
Faster internet and unlimited calling with lots of calling features included. Cable TV customers call 1-888-647-9309 and save hundreds.
Susie, 411 calls are free with Optimum Voice, right?
Right.
May I?
Add Optimum Online and Optimum Voice and you can lower your cable TV bill too.
Hey neighbors, wake up. I need to download a movie. Sorry.
Get all 3 Optimum services for under $100 a month for a year.
Dude, you need the upgrade.
Kids.
Cable TV customers get the Optimum Triple Play upgrade for your house. Call 1-888-647-9309 and save now.
Time for the high school sports desk scoreboard update. I'm Shauna Ryan. In New Jersey, we have a non-public Group 4 semifinal game going on between our top-ranked team in the Tri-State, Don Bosco Prep, against number 5, St. Peter's Prep. And joining us from Don Bosco is MSG varsity Stephen Gelbs with more. Steve, what's going on?
All right, guys, rough start for St. Peter's. On their first possession, they get a punt blocked. Don Bosco recovers at the St. Peter's 5, punches it in 3 plays later. 6-0 Bosco midway through the first.
Thanks so much, Steve. All right, more from New Jersey. North 1 Group 3 semifinal. Old Tappan, our 10th-ranked team, has defeated Paramus 15-12. Devin Filler with 2 touchdown runs. Old Tappan remains undefeated to head to the finals once again. We got more, this time from New York State. Semifinal Class D. Section 1's Tuckahoe has defeated Mariah 31-10. Jarrett Summer with 18 carries, 120 yards, 2 TDs. We head back out now to your game in Connecticut.
It is the premier high school football game in Fairfield County, the FCIAC Championship. Our number 24, the Blue Wave of Darien and Trumbull in a scoreless tie at 0-0. Tara, we got a good one so far.
Oh, we sure do. And down here on the Darien Blue Wave sideline, it is mayhem. You'd think it was late in the fourth quarter. All season long, their motto has been punched in, as if to signal them punching a clock every time they hit the football field. Well, just last Sunday, Lou Gesualdi, Pete and Sam's dad, brought in a backhoe and handed out a bunch of construction hats to help this team symbolize what they've been playing for all year. The punched-in motto coming to life. A fun little exercise for this team to do, but it goes much deeper than that, Jimmy. This team knows that in order to win this championship tonight, despite coming in 9-0, they're going to have to go to work. And so when they look at that picture, they're reminded of the task at hand.
No doubt about it. Punch the clock and get it on in the FCIAC Championship. I like that picture, too. Those Blue Wavers were looking good on that little payloader. This pass incomplete.
I'll tell you what, the Blue Wave defense has punched in. They've been on overtime so far in the first quarter, and they've done a great job of stopping this Trumbull offense from finishing off a couple of drives, and then the quick change, fumble by their offense, and they're able to 3 and out. Doing a great job on that Darien Blue Wave defense.
Apropos, and as Tara said, that photo was only taken last week coming into this game.
She's on top of it, man.
That was a theme, a late season theme. And they rolled that big old payloader up there, Coaster Foam said, hey, we're bringing in some heavy equipment onto the campus today, whether you like it or not. So Darien now has to punt as 4th down comes up. In the direction of Phil Terrio. Terrio will just let this one roll. Tempted as he is, he will not touch it, and the ball will settle at about the 43-yard line. So good job by the punt team there. Patty McDonald got off a good one.
And this time they picked the ball up and handed it to the official, so wouldn't have any of the drama we had on the last punt.
And you see Brian Gallo now, the senior, coming back out at quarterback. He will mix it up all night with Coach Bob Maffei. Rides the hot hand, rides a feeling, rides a hunch.
And last week's the same exact scenario. Gallo starts, plays most of the time in the first quarter. Millen comes in, plays a drive. Gallo comes back in. Last week, Millen came in the second half and finished the game because he was hot.
Here's Gallo looking, loses the football, picks it back up, and he's going to go down. That cost him dearly. And there on the tackle is Tucker Morehouse. Morehouse is having a huge first half win.
Yeah, didn't know how to rule the first one, but it looked like a sack to me. So this would be his 2nd sack of the game, number 13 on the season. See, once you make a mistake in the pocket and you have a hesitation, you can't recover against this defense because they're so quick getting up after the quarterback that Gallo has to make quick decisions, get the ball out of his hands.
Yeah, Morehouse, a DN that runs a 4.7. Here's Trumbull once again, flushed out of the pocket. This quarterback now is Millen. Millen loads up, this one's up for grabs, and it's complete. Oh, what a catch that time. Going up to make the grab was Tommy Porciello.
The big tight end.
6'5", 230 pounds. That is the one guy we do have a height and weight on.
And you see Millen on the outside, takes a huge hit at the end, puts it up for grabs. And you can see Porciello gets up, gets it at the highest point. So where you coach your receivers up right, get the ball at the highest point. Watch him go up over the defender. Makes a terrific catch. Looked like Will Weinstock, number 16, that had a chance at it.
Once again, here's Millen now, rolling left. Millen, feeling the heat, turns it upfield. He'll pick up a couple yards.
Gallo can run, but Millen, I watched him a week ago and I'm watching him here. He just, it's at a different speed for Ian. And remember, he was the starter, got hurt, missed a couple games, and Gallo came in, played very well. Now Millen's back in. Watch this regular speed. This is a design call to go off to the left. Watch him outrun the defensive end and turns the corner, gets a very quick defense. Oh, it looked like it could have been a late hit there out of bounds, Jimmy.
Speed and leadership is what you get out of Ian Millen, says the head coach. Don Cherry on 2nd down. Not much doing. Cherry crossed over the 40-yard line where his forward progress was stopped. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 6. Matt Lena on that last carry. Lena, physical running back. Once again, it's Ian Millen. Matt Lena, single back. A little motion by DeWalt. Here's Millen now, looking. He's got the big target once again in Porciello. Tom Porciello was a reserve last year. Bob Maffei said he went from reserve to a high-impact player.
And watch the good read here. Watch Porciello sit down in the zone. It's a good pitch and catch. And again, that's how you slow down a quick pass rush. You got to get the ball out of your hands.
Porciello with an offer from North Texas State, and the locals have taken notice. Here's a little screen nearly picked off. And guess who didn't get sucked in by the screen? That was Zach Sherwood. He saw the rest of his defensive line release. He stayed home.
And he's asking for a flag because he was in better position to receive the ball. He's looking for pass interference on Lennon. Watch him. He does a great job reading the keys. And he's all over this. And you couldn't tell who was the receiver and who was the defender.
2nd down and 10 now for Trumbull. Millen feels the pressure, steps up in the pocket, he'll pick up a couple yards, and he will go down and bring up 3rd down and long.
You said it perfectly. He felt the pressure. I don't know how he saw Charlie Quincy coming clean. Take a look at this. You see Quincy coming clean. He should have a sack, but watch the instinct of Ian Millen to step up at the right moment and get away from Charlie Quincy, who was unblocked, had a clean shot at him.
Millen looks over the defense. Ball is inside the 30 at about the 29-yard line. And now we'll have a timeout on the field. Officials timeout.
Looks like an equipment issue with Charlie Quincy's helmet, or perhaps.
Well, he's the last guy in 3rd and long. They need off the field. Passing situation. The single back is Lena. Here's Millen, keeping it. Millen fighting for yardage, extends the ball. He will be short, but this is 4 down territory, Wayne.
Exactly, because, you know, 3rd and long, if you intend to kick the field goal or punt, you don't call that play. So they tried to get half of it now, and they're going to come up with a key 4th down play call.
8:25 to go here in the 2nd quarter of the FCIAC Championship. Bob Maffei looks out at his offense. They will go for it on 4th down and 3. And Darien wants to talk about it. They will call timeout.
And one of the reasons they want a timeout is to get Charlie Quincy back in the game. Because this is a huge play. You don't want him sitting on the sideline.
All right, guys, we're playing phenomenal right now.
These two coaches so familiar with one another. Both played for Andrew Ward High School. And you see our 2 head coaches. Coach your phone, and there's Coach Bob Maffei. Both teammates, both linebackers, played for the late, great Bill Davis. And Bill Davis's brother, Tom Davis, sent an email to both these coaches this week, congratulating them on getting to the FCIAC Championship and wishing them both luck. And these two guys very familiar with one another. I mean, what a great... Rob Trafone said this of Bob Maffei. He was a tough kid, a physical player. He didn't say much, but he was a tough inside linebacker and fullbacker. You know he would show up every day. And on the other side, we'll get to that in a second. For now, the issue at hand, 4th down. They're going sweep to the big cat. Don Cherry not going to get there. The blue wave rises to the occasion again.
And guess who, Jimmy? Number 41, Jake Wild. This young man has been playing at a different level this evening. The speed, watch him flash in here at the last moment. Boom, with the big hit. Short of the 1st down. Don Cherry looked like he was going to pick up the 1st, and watch Jake Wild, number 41, to scrape and fill.
Well, not only did Wild make the tackle, he also had James Shanley, 240-pound tackle on his back. Shanley's looking for an assist, but Wild, that's why he's a captain. He has come to play in the FCIAC Championship. He is playing fast and loose. 1st down now for Darien. They look to go right side and find a swarm of Eagles. On that carry for Darien, Graham Maybell. Smooth, intense player. Maybell will go to Villanova next year to play lacrosse for the Wildcats.
Graham was all-league player a year ago, and he was the primary focus of the running game this year. Had a little ankle problem, slowed him down a little bit, gave Peter Gesualdi an opportunity to carry the football a little bit more.
Inside give once again. And there is some hitting going on the interior. Again, it was Graham Maybell. Coming up that time from his safety spot, Ian Millen, two-way player.
And Jimmy, as a result of Graham being slowed a little bit by the ankle, Peter Gesualdi had a chance to carry the football, and now they have two backs. We're going to see the hit by Ian Millen. And Don Cherry right there coming in first with the first contact, and Ian Millen cleaning up. And Ian played a fantastic game a week ago at safety. Everybody talked about how well he ran from the quarterback spot, but on the defensive side of the ball, really shut down that Staples. They were running a lot of option. He was coming up, banging the pitch man, doing a great job of filling that hole from the safety spot.
3rd and 7. Here's a line, back to pass, down the center of the field. It's complete into the arms of Clay Barker. Oh, what a route run by Clay Barker. And the junior will move the chains.
This may be coming back. It's a flag down right at the snap. This is a legal formation, legal procedure.
It is coming back. So penalties continue to strangle the production for both these teams. And you see Coach Maffei and Coach Truffaut.
Illegal formation on the offense, 6 men on the line of scrimmage, 5-yard penalty, repeat second down. Correct down, 3rd down.
Well, I told you what Coach Truffaut said about Bob Maffei. How about Coach Maffei on Truffaut? Strong, gifted, smart player, playing alongside each other. And Bob Maffei said this of Rob Truffaut: he never missed an assignment. So now 3rd down and 12 for Darien. Here's Alam now, rolls out, loading up, looking for a deep ball. The same man, just over the hands of Clay Barker. Clay Barker, who's become a big-time target for the Blue Wave. Just a junior.
Clay made the big catch on the play before, but it came back. They rolled Chris Alam out to the right, going down the field deep. It's good coverage. And it looked like he wasn't expecting it, Jimmy. It looked like he stopped running for a minute, then had to pick it back up, and that little hesitation cost him.
Back to punt is Pat McDonald. Standing at midfield is Phil Terrio. Terrio sees this one take a Trumbull bounce. The ball will roll out of bounds at about the 42 or 43-yard line, and the Eagles are going to have great field position.
Not a good punt. Don't know if it was just a miss hit or the wind knocked that down. If you said it, Trumbull's going to have excellent field position.
So you see our time here in the 2nd quarter of a scoreless game. Rob Truffaut talking to his 6'2" senior quarterback, who's a fierce competitor, folks.
You can see it in his eyes. He's not happy about something.
Capacity crowd here at Trumbull High School. Back to pass. In at quarterback is Millen. Millen feels the pressure. Millen gets this one off, throws it out of bounds, and he had to. Because Darien's version of Clay Matthews was on him in a hurry. Zach Sherwood.
I'm sure you're referencing the hair coming out the back of the helmet.
The whole thing, baby, the whole game. I mean, just take a look at the guy, 56 in blue. You're telling me he doesn't look like Clay Matthews of the Green Bay Packers? Come on. And he's got the game to boot. 2nd down and 10. Millen in shotgun. Steps up in the pocket, has time. This one is intercepted. Intercepted by Scotty Waters. And Waters will go down at the 30-yard line. Penalty comes late, but it's a turnover, and Darien's got the football. Scotty Waters was playing center field. The ball sailed on the QB, and Waters took advantage of it.
personal foul, face mask, Trumbull, 15-yard penalty, first down.
You figure in championship games, kids are going to be a little nervous with the penalties. They haven't settled down yet. Take a look at Ian Millen, looking for Terrio coming across the middle. Ball slips out of his hands, sails a little high. Scotty Waters, as you mentioned, sitting out there in center field. Okay, ball came right to him. See the ball come awkward out of his hand right away over the head of Terrio. And Scotty Waters, see the face mask right there. Looked like Pausiello got the mask on the tackle.
When was the last time you've seen a football game that had 4 face mask penalties and a half? We've had it here tonight. Ball is at the 46-yard line. Here's Alam rolling out. Plenty of time. Alam throwing the ball deep. This one's going to be over the hands of number 22, Graham Maybell. And Maybell's looking for a call.
And he's not going to get it because he stopped running on the route. And I think that's what Chris Alam's getting a little frustrated by, because he's extending the play and his receivers are not following through and completing the routes, and he's getting a little frustrated. I mean, Graham's looking for the flag, but if you stop your route and there's a little contact, the refs are not going to call that.
So Darien breaks the huddle with their senior quarterback, Chris Alam. Loves to play the game. Second down and long. Alam rolls out right. Short pass. And it's incomplete. It'll bring up third down. So he goes over and gets the play from his head coach. You see our passing yards. Darien yet to get on the board. Quickly, we check in with Tara.
Hey, thanks, Jimmy. You know, Coach Maffei told us this week that what's most difficult, what he's most worried about, is the speed of the Darien offense. He said, Jimmy, it's just so hard simulating that with our scout team in practice.
Here's the completion to Clay Barker. Wide open play right there. Barker runs a beautiful crossing route, and throwing a strike was Chris Alam.
And the middle of the field is open for them if they want it. You see Barker's numbers on the season. He's had a huge year. And you said it. You see Chris Alam stepping up in the pocket and delivers a strong throw as Barker breaks across the middle. Got inside the defender, like Terrio on the coverage. That's a nice throw and a good catch. 17 yards down the field.
1st and 10 now for the Blue Wave. Here's Alam rolling out, looking. Now he tucks it under. He'll go out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. It'll bring up second down. So Alam grew up in Darien, playing in the Darien Junior Football League. He's always been a quarterback. I tell you, their signature win of the season might not have been against a Connecticut team. They played a team, Red Lion, out of Bear, Delaware. And of course, Red Lion, the team you might have heard of, has got the 14-year-old quarterback already committed to USC. Well, they got down big in that game, 20-7, and back they came. It was Alam to Clay Barker on a 60-yard touchdown, and then Graham Maybell plunged it in, and they won the game 21-20. That was a gut check time. Now here he is once again. Alam across the middle, and he's got a man, but in and out of the hands of Scotty Waters, who couldn't hang on.
Another opportunity for a wide receiver to make a play. Good job by Chris, waiting for the deep post to break. Scotty Waters just dropped the football. And this is a nice throw, right in between the zone coverage, and just couldn't bring it in. And these are the type of games, these are the type of moments that you got to make these plays. Tough defensive game, have an opportunity to pick up a big first down. Got to make the catch.
Well, you see our time in the second quarter, 5 minutes and 1 second. And Darien's going to call timeout. Listen, you get to these situations. Ball inside Trumbull territory, pivotal third down, and Coach Trafone and company want to talk about it. Rob Trafone, 18 years at the helm of Brian McMahon. He won 2 FCIAC titles. He's trying to win his first for Darien. It comes with a lot of pressure.
Actually, I haven't tried to relieve the pressure because it's a funny team that almost responds better to pressure / challenges than the opposite. You know, the last several weeks we've actually played a couple of teams, you know, that did not have great records, and I had the hardest time motivating them. And we talked as a team, and they just like a challenge. So they're not the type of team where you got to downplay the pressure. You know, just it is what it is. Let's go for it.
And no doubt, one of those teams he's referencing is that Red Lion team. They had a bye this year. You know, when you have a 19-team conference, you're going to have a bye. It was their year to have the bye. They had to pick up a game. He sort of didn't know what he got himself into with that Red Lion team. Big, strong, fast, couple D1 players on the field. That was a signature victory for them.
Absolutely. Most teams go ahead and find some school they know they're going to win against. They go pick one of the bullies on the block, and they end up rising to the challenge.
One of the guys that did rise was Chris Alam. Now third down. Alam looks for the quick out. It was covered. Now Alam still on his feet. Alam trying to keep the play alive. He will not get there. Too many Eagles in the package, and they will push him out of bounds and bring up a fourth down.
Looked like miscommunication out there. Looked like he was waiting for his receiver to break. Not sure who made the mistake. You see him there tapping his receiver on the helmet. Again, he's ready to throw. Receiver comes out of the break way too late. And then at that point, the play is over. He's trying to make anything happen that he can. And Brian Barnage, defensive tackle, hustling down the field, making the stop.
Barnage, for a guy with size, has got a lot of foot speed, number 72, for the Golden Eagles of Trumbull. He has had an active first half. Well, they will go for it on 4th and 6. Scoreless we are in the FCIAC Championship. Chris Alam out of shotgun. Has some time, looking for a receiver. Surveys the field, throws the ball downfield. Got a man and a first down. They will move the chains. On the reception is Clay Barker.
Yeah, Clay Barker, miscommunication on the last route. But Jimmy, look at the understanding and the feeling, knowing your quarterback. He's supposed to come across the middle. When Barker breaks out, he stops his route right there at the bottom of the screen, breaks back to the sideline, giving his receiver, his quarterback, an open lane to throw, on the move, scrambling out of the pocket. That's what good receivers do. Once the quarterback escapes, you've got to adjust and give him a lane to throw. And that's what Clay Barker did on that play. That's a great job by that young man. One play after, perhaps running the wrong route.
Helping him out. Ball sits at the 20-yard line. Coming up on 3:30 to go. Here's Alam once again. All pass right now. Alam is in the grasp and going down. Don Cherry takes him to the turf here at Jerry McDougal Stadium. And the terrible towels come out for the Eagles. Big sack right here.
And it's the first time I've seen them bring Cherry on the blitz so far this game. They have caught the lineman of Darien off guard because they haven't really been blitzing so far. Cherry did a nice job getting in there, and he's only a junior. He's very impressive. Big kid, got an excellent feel for the game. He's got another year coming back after this one.
Man, Bob Maffei loves Cherry, called him a leader and a tackling machine. He wants to hit you. Big loss on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 20. Whistles will blow this play dead.
Delay a game on the offense. 5-yard
2nd and
penalty.
20 goes to 2nd and 25. You heard the call. So Rob Trafone.
I tell you, it's very surprising to me. These two teams, we talk about the coach, very well coached, playing very well coming into this game, but an awful lot of mental mistakes so far.
2nd down and 24. Trips left for Darien. Stepping up in the pocket. And Alam is going down. There he is again. The BB Express. Brian Barnage with a sack.
Give an assist to the secondary. There is just absolutely nobody open. You see Alam is looking, and just one count too long. Got to have that clock in your head in the pocket. Needs to get out there a lot quicker, but Barnage closed very hard. He talked about his quickness. He's also a wrestler for the Trumbull Eagles. And you can see good ability to use his feet, his hands at the point of attack. Get off those blockers quickly and use the leverage, and then close very quickly.
Third down and a bundle. Call it 30. Here's Alam now. Alam just got to throw it away. He was pressured, and Trumbull is getting off the ball. That time, it was Brian DeWalt, number 4 for the Eagles. And don't forget, it was DeWalt a week ago who made the key stop on the 2-point conversion by Staples and their freshman QB, Jack Massey. He's getting off the ball in a hurry.
Unbelievable, coming off the edge, and how he closed on that play is how he closed last week. Closed on that play is how he closed last week. The play of the game.
Overload near side. Massey looking. Massey scrambling. Massey not gonna do it. Trumbull will be
on the pass run option. That's how Staples' undefeated season would see their first loss come from Mars Petracio's bunch. Jack Massey did not have a receiver. He went to tuck it under. Looked like a second there. He might have an alley. And along came Brian DeWalt, shot out of a cannon.
And just talking about Jack Massey, that 14-year-old freshman forced to start after the injury a couple of weeks ago to their starting quarterback. And he was put in a tough situation, having to drive the team 80 yards after in and out of the lineup when they were running the Wildcat for Staples. But that Trumbull defense completely shut down that Staples offense, holding them to 61 yards after the first quarter until the final drive.
1st and 10 now for Trumbull. 1:24 to go in the first half. And that play prevented Staples from a chance on defending this FCIAC Championship after their legendary victory over Bridgeport Central a year ago in this game. As Brendan Rankowitz, a play that will live on forever in Staples history. Final seconds against Bridgeport Central after dropping a game-winning touchdown pass. Catches a touchdown pass and does it all on his own. Under 1 minute to go now in the second quarter. Nobody home.
Fumble the ball, Jimmy. Fumble the ball.
Came loose and the Blue Wave have it. Oh, the ball has been on the carpet a lot here tonight. And jumping on that one for Darien was Cody DeZio.
These quarterbacks for both teams have to understand you cannot reverse your field against these defenses. He's going to try to go all the way back the other way, and guess who? Charlie Kunze, number 54, trailing the play from behind, pokes the ball out right there. We're going to get the easy recovery for Darien.
Kunze, who will head off to Middlebury College next year, an honor student in the classroom, a primetime player on the football field. Darien now, opportunity. Here's Alam, back to pass, looking. Once again, the coverage is there. Alam now lets it go, looking for Manny Enzo, and this one is intercepted. They traded back and forth, picked off by John DeSermi.
Wow. These two coaches got to be pulling their hair out because the quarterbacks on both sides are trying to do too much. And right here, this is first down. You got to, if you don't have the play, you got to think about running it. And this is a great effort right here. The receiver's not open. He just throws it up for grabs, hoping his receiver's going to make a play. But again, it's first down. Throw it away and try to make the play on second down.
And you see DeSermi down now on the side of the field.
DeSermi did an excellent job of getting up in the air and making the play. Had perfect position.
Well, they love his cover skills, and he put them on display right there.
I guarantee you the first conversation that both of these coaches are going to have are with their quarterbacks on ball security and making good decisions. And and play on second down, it's okay. Throw it away. Play on second down because you got to understand the circumstances. You just got a turnover. You have a chance here to put points on the board. First points of the half, right before the half. And first down, you can't throw it up for grabs. But these quarterbacks have been doing it all year, Jimmy, making plays. But they're facing two outstanding fast ball hawking defenses, and it's not working for either school right now.
How many times you walk into a high school football locker room up on the grease board, number 1, take care of the football. Trumbull will take a knee and bring us to the half of this FCIAC Championship. Back and forth they have went. There are no points on the scoreboard. Nothing has been decided in this 2010 FCIAC Championship between number 24 and our MSG Varsity Top 25, the Blue Wave of Darien and Trumbull. Before we go, we check in with Tara, who's with Coach Trifone. Tara?
Coach, more like a game of ping pong out there than a game of football. Turnovers plaguing both teams, but you're still knotted up at 0. How do you get better ball protection for this team?
Well, I don't know. We just have to, obviously, we can't throw that pick in the end zone. We got to throw it out of bounds. You know, that's the only one that really bothers me. You know, fumbles are fumbles, but.
What's the message to your quarterback and your offensive line when you get into the locker room?
That we have to, when he sprints out, he has the run. He's got to take the run, you know, and that'll force the defenders to come up, and that'll open up the pass. So,
how do you assess your defense performance so far?
You know, their backs have been against the wall the whole first half, and they just keep responding, you know, so we can't do that to them in the second half.
Coach, thank you. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Jimmy?
We have played 2 quarters in the FCIAC Championship, and nothing has been decided. No points on the board. Halftime is straight ahead.
With so many high school games being played and information changing constantly, there's only one place to get the most up-to-the-minute coverage. At MSGVarsity.com, you'll find the latest scores and highlights in the tri-state area, posted faster than anywhere else. Plus, we're your first stop for the latest rankings in each region. We keep you connected and up to date with all things high school at MSGVarsity.com. Another Optimum exclusive. On Long Island, it's a rematch of last year's Suffolk County Division I final as William Floyd, in the final for the 7th time in 8 years, takes on undefeated Sachem North, ranked number 7. Will Sachem North strip the defending champs of their title, or can William Floyd do it again? An edge-of-your-seat matchup. Catch the HD replay in high definition. Friday Night Football, the Suffolk County Division I final. Sachem North versus William Floyd. Catch the HD replay only on MSG Varsity.
We are at the half of the FCIAC Championship, the 45th annual. 0-0. You go back to 1967. Staples beat West Hill, snapping the Vikings' 30-game win streak, 8-0. That's the lowest scoring game in the history of the FCIAC Championship. In 1981, in front of 10,000 fans at Boyle Stadium, the Cardinals of Greenwich. A year after Steve Young left, Mike Ornato's guys beat Jerry McDougal's Golden Eagles 7-6. We saw good defense. We saw questionable offense in the first half. I think if you're nice, Darien, right? You got to clean it up. I think almost too relaxed on the offensive side, Keith.
I agree, and I just feel like this Darien team came in, they played a little sloppy. Trumbull's defense kind of punched them in the mouth early and often. And, you know, Coach, does weather play into this at all?
Well, there's no question that when this turf gets cold and it gets slick, there's no question that that will affect ball handling. It will affect their ability to get traction. But I can't attribute that to the offensive production so far. I think they played great defense, but is it great defense or is the offense sputtering? I don't know.
It's a championship game. A week ago, Trumbull did not score in the first 24 minutes against Staples in a game that gave them the opportunity to get to this. You called that game. The second 24 minutes last week, much different for Trumbull on both sides of the ball.
You know what it was? The defense picked it up. Now, the defense looks great in this first half, but moving into the second half, last week it was all about Ian Millen. And, you know, Mike, you look at this Trumbull team and you say, Millen doesn't get the start. We understand Gallo is kind of the starter. Millen comes in almost as a closer. Well, it's going to be time for Ian Millen to close in that second half.
As a coach, 0-0. Is it just starting over again?
Well, I think the most important thing that you can do is not panic. Because I'll tell you what, if you're used to having an effective offense and all of a sudden you got the ball on the ground, you got pass interceptions, it's an easy fix to say, oh God, what are we going to do? How are we going to get this thing going? I think you got to go back to basics, and I think, you know, especially after watching the ball game last week, I think Milne might be what the doctor ordered here as far as Trumble's concerned.
Well, at Darien High School, they're more than just football. They can get it done on the fields and in the classrooms. And our Tara Petrolino spent some time off Middlesex Avenue earlier this week.
What is so unique about Darien High School, I believe, is the fact that it has so much to offer. There's no question it is an academic powerhouse. Our students do phenomenally well, hardworking, believe very strongly in education. We also offer a very, very diverse and very rich extracurricular set of offerings, clubs and activities that students participate in. I think that richness is really what makes Darien High School such a unique and wonderful place.
One of the many programs offered here at Darien is their music program. And the Darien Band, boasting 68 members, is a relatively young and up-and-coming program with 12 seniors. The band puts on 4 concerts per year and can also be seen at sporting events and parades around town.
1 and 2 and 3. You know, Darien kids do not lack talent, and there's a lot of musical talent in this group. My job, I find, since I got down here, is trying to harness that talent. I have a lot of big plans for this program. The goal is really to get a renewed sense of pride in what they're doing. These kids should be proud to be in band. It's an amazing activity. These is a great group of kids, and I just want them to feel that sense of pride. Be proud to be in band, let that filter throughout the school and down through our entire music program.
We have an amazing art program here at DHS. Students are able to take art courses all the way from freshman year up through senior year in drawing and painting, ceramics, photography, graphic design. One of our recent projects was our monster parade that we put on. It was done by all students who take drawing and painting courses here at the high school. They have to create a monster entirely from their imagination. We have an amazing group of students that come through. They've got great ideas, they're really creative, and I'm really impressed by their commitment level to doing their best work, and it shows through in their portfolios.
Theater 308 is a collaborative effort here at Darien High School between the students and faculty to produce 2 major theatrical productions every year. There are also several student-directed and produced one-act plays. Since its inception in 1980, Theater 308 has become an integral part of the Darien High School community.
Tradition, tradition.
Most of the program actually is a co-curricular after-school program, and that is the one that we call Theater 308. It's a drama club, so to speak, that is open to any student in the school. It is extraordinary to see the kind of talent that kids have here.
Good evening, Reverend. How are you, Mother?
I've been in every Theater 308 show since I've been a freshman, and the productions are predominantly student-run. We have a student stage manager, student sound guy, lighting guy, and I'm actually applying to college now to be a musical theater major, and it's 100% because of this program.
I think probably what makes me most proud to be a part of Darien High School is how wonderful our students are. I mean, we just have a tremendous student body. It's so talented in many ways. And I think more important than anything, we have a group of students, we have a student body that is, generally speaking, of a good moral character. These are good kids we have here.
From what's going on at Darien High School to what's going on in the Fairfield County Interscholastic Athletic Conference, our Tara Petrolino is with the big boss, my buddy, John Kutso. TP.
That's right, quick. I'm here with John Kutso, the Executive Secretary of the FCIAC. And John, what an amazing night. Another opportunity for two of your schools to get together for this football championship. What is your favorite part of a night like this?
Well, the crowd is fantastic. Of course, it's the largest crowd we've had this fall in all of our tournaments, and it's great to see two teams that haven't been here in a while. Darien 3 years ago and Trumbull 5 years ago. So we're seeing new faces out here tonight.
Well, we've seen a lot of new faces all over the FCIAC this year in all different sports. How have all of your championships and tournaments played out this year?
Fantastic. Darien won volleyball and field hockey, and New Canaan won several tournaments themselves. In girls swimming, we had a tremendous upset with New Canaan beating Greenwich, who hadn't been beaten I don't know how many years in girls swimming. Now, in our state championships, which are all culminating this Saturday, Greenwich won the Double L state championship in swimming. New Canaan won the large school, and I'm forgetting all the names of these schools now, but New Canaan and Darien also won divisional championships in the state. And then we're definitely going to have a state championship in girls soccer and boys soccer tomorrow, and field hockey tomorrow, and girls volleyball.
Well, thank you so much. It's pretty clear, Mike, that this man is extremely proud of what Jimmy Cavallo calls the super conference of the Tri-State.
Hey, we're mentioning Jimmy Cavallo. Gotta talk about this right here. You see this? Autograph from the man, Mike Quick. Jimmy, eat your heart out. And eBay might be getting this.
Well, it's very simple. I don't like to give autographs, but I was bored out of my mind in the first 24 minutes. Hopefully the second 24 are a lot better. We're at the 45th annual FCIAC Championship. When you come back on the other side of the commercial, we'll go out to Woodbury, Shauna and Jared.
High school football is exploding in every region. One show covers it all. High School Sports Desk. Jerry Greenberg and Shauna Ryan bring you all the sports and stories in the tri-state area. Every matchup, every top play, every final score, delivered up to the minute, live. High School Sports Desk, special half-hour edition, immediately following the game. Only on MSG Varsity. Another Optimum exclusive.
Go ahead, bud.
He's taking your calls. He's taking your questions.
Right, report.
But when it comes to high school football, 60 is just too quick. MSG Varsity busts open the schedule.
He's off the charts.
Giving you 90 minutes with Mike Quick. Ask your questions. Make yourself heard. A quick 60 on football. 90-minute special. Tuesday at 8 p.m. Only on MSG Varsity. Another Optimum exclusive.
Connect with everything you love about your culture with Ayo en Español for only $6.95 a month. Get over 35 Spanish language channels from Latin America, the Caribbean, and Spain with your favorite shows, movies, music, sports, and more. Call now, 1-877-838-5672. You get so much more with Ayo en Español.
Pancreatic cancer took my husband, my brother,
my friend,
my dad,
our grandpa,
my mom.
That's why we need a cure.
The Lustgarten Foundation is dedicated to funding research
so we can beat this deadly disease.
And Cablevision support ensures that 100% of every dollar donated to the foundation
goes directly to research. With research, there is hope.
Join us in the fight.
Join us in the fight.
Join the fight. Visit curepc.org.
Time for the High School Sports Desk halftime report. Shauna Ryan, Jared Greenberg, 4 teams, 2 games, 2 champs to be crowned, and right now, both are playing a whole lot of defense. At the break, it is William Floyd stunning our 7th-ranked team of the Tri-State Sachem North, 14-7, and in the FCIAC Championship game, zeros all over the place between Darien and Trumbull.
All right, well, in this High School Sports Desk halftime report, we're going to update you on scores and news from elsewhere in the Tri-State and get you set for the weekend, and we begin on Long Island. A classic playoff game at Stony Brook on Thursday. Islip and the White taking on Sayville in the dark in the Suffolk Division III Championship. 4th quarter, Islip trailing by 7. Jeffrey Craig on 4th and long throws up a prayer, and it is the immaculate deflection. Johnny Mayer takes it in for the Buccaneers. Check it out again here. Watch as the pass bounces off R.J. Going's shoulder pad right into the hands of Mayer. and this one ties the game at 14 with 2:43 left to go. We head into the final seconds, and it will be Sayville with a chance to win it with a 35-yard field goal. The John Hager kick, it's just short. Sayville and Iceland go into not one, not two, but 3 extra sessions where each team gets possession at the defender's 20-yard line in the third OT. Iceland's Craig, his pass, check it out. It gets picked off in the end zone. Rupp with the interception for Sayville. Now, could the offense come through for the Golden Flashes? Hager, a strong run, and he gets to the 1. So Sayville, they're going to go back to their guy, Hager. Is he in? Is he in? And he is. Sayville in triple overtime defeats Iceland for the Division III crown. Score 26-20. We asked Hager how he felt about playing in the LIC.
Oh, God, it's going to be great. I know we're going to practice hard, and we're going to get ready for it, and I'm just going to go as hard as I can and do everything we do to beat the team and come Long Island championships, because I know I want to win my sophomore year.
All right, well, the score for this one, again, 26-20 in favor of Sayville. What a difference a game makes when Islip and Sayville last played in the regular season on October 16th. Islip came out on top 41-13, but Sayville's latest win gives the Golden Flashes the green light to the Class 3 Long Island Championship on Friday, November 26th at 4:30 at Hofstra University. Its last title in Class 3 was back in 2008.
Week 10 in the SCC. No, not that SCC, the Southern Connecticut Conference. Foreign at home, trying to keep their spot in second place. Cheerleaders, well, they'd be doing a lot of those because there'd be a whole lot of offense for Foreign hosting Platt Tech. In the red, John Zangi finds Chris Silvestri for the touchdown. Zangi, 12 for 18, 338 passing yards. It was 13-0 Foreign. And more from Foreign, the big fullback, Dave Yorkza, 59-36, Foreign wins.
More Connecticut football, Jonathan Law, the fans out in force to see their Lawmen take on Prince Tech. Third quarter, Prince Tech and the white with the ball, Corey Santos. He picks up the pass by Kevin Manning, and the senior linebacker rumbles all the way for a defensive score. Law up by 20 to 28-6 here. We fast forward to later in the second half. Law hands off to the big guy. That is Josh Patterson. And the big guy, he got big wheels. Patterson racked up 108 yards on the ground, 3 TDs. He eclipses the 1,000-yard mark for the season. I like to say this Prince Tech fought the Law. The Law won 34-6.
To the New York State football playoffs in Class D, Tuckahoe has advanced to the Carrier Dome to play for a state title. Tuckahoe's all-time leading rusher added to his impressive totals. Jared Somer ran for 120 yards and 2 scores. Tuckahoe will play Palandinia Mumford in the finals. That is next Friday in the Dome. Tuckahoe will try to win its second ever state title. For those not playing in Kingston this weekend, the top seniors from the Hudson Valley will play in the Section 1 All-Star Game Sunday in Katona at John J. Cross River. It's an opportunity for standout performers to put the pads on for one last time while in high school.
No, I'm just trying to have a good time. It's easy. I'm just going to play my game and see what happens. And I let the receivers, they're great, so I just have to play my game. That's it.
Coming from Class C, I have a lot to prove, but I'm ready for all the challenges that await. I think I'm a hard worker. Any task that's put in front of me, I'll try my best to complete it, and I'm going to just try to go as hard as I can in this game and see what the outcome is.
The Section 1 All-Star Game is divided into a Northern and Southern Team East roster, and team previews are available on our website. Log on to MSGVarsity.com and click the football tab to read all about it. We're at halftime. 2 Friday night football games on Long Island. Number 7, Sachem North trailing by a score, 14-7. William Floyd trying to make it to the LICs and the Division I Championship. In Connecticut, no score between 24th-ranked Darien and Trumbull. Time for second half action. We're back with a full post-game report afterwards. Enjoy the second half.
12, traffic and weather.
Every time I go out, I check.
Every morning?
Every afternoon?
Tells you when exactly the traffic is happening.
If I should exit here or exit there.
Knowing ahead of time helps me out a lot.
I can't live without it. Got it on my phone and everything.
Totally accurate.
Informative. And it's 24 hours.
Traffic cameras right there. It's everywhere.
It's great. I live on Channel 61. It's a cool town. Only place to be.
Know before you go.
Period. The end.
News 12 traffic and weather. Know before you go.
Second half moments away here in the FCIAC Championship for 2010. We are scoreless between Trumbull and our number 24, the Blue Wave of Darien High School. and Tara Petrolino. I imagine for Bob Maffei, it was sort of a good news, bad news. The bad news was the first half. The good news is the second half is yet to come, and they're right in this game.
Oh, well, you got it, Jimmy. Coach Maffei just telling me, obviously, ball security an issue. However, he is really pleased with how his defense played. And as you said, 2 quarters are in the books, but 2 quarters left to play. And right now, we're going to see who wants it more. Jimmy?
And sometimes, Wayne Morris, the stat page makes you go, ouch. And there's the case right there. Rushing yards, 84 combined. The passing yards there for Trumbull. The one that jumps out, Wayne, look at those turnovers for 2 quarters.
5 turnovers and a half of what's supposed to be championship football. And again, what's good for both of these coaches is that neither team has been able to capitalize offensively on these points, and it's 0-0. So they start over. They start fresh coming out of the locker room, and simply put, you win the half, you win the FCIAC Championship. So, you know, whichever coach can get their offense in gear, particularly their quarterbacks to make some good decisions here, and these running backs to hold on to the football. I mean, we've seen some balls just lay down on the ground from bad exchanges, but we've also seen 2 very excellent defenses step up and make plays.
Well, Rob Trifone and the Blue Wave of Darien will receive the football to start. And you know why this game of football goes, folks. You're holding the hardware after this game as champions. You will not care about that first half. I mean, as sloppy as these 2 teams were, respectively, in the first half, they didn't yield any points, so they're still right in this game. Short kickoff picked up by the up back and crossing over the 40-yard line. Good return right here. And still on his feet is Michael Stovall. But Wayne Morris, the first half, all about the TOs.
And turnover. The first one is a poor exchange by Gallo and Lena. Then we look at Barnosh coming up with a big hit on Giswaldi. Another turnover. Millen overshoots. Terrio, Scotty Waters on the interception. And then Millen trying to reverse his field against a fast defense. And Charlie Quincy knocks it out, sets up an opportunity before the half. And a bad throw by Chris Alam on first down. Goes the pick heading into the locker room.
Well, here's Alam. First play in the second half. Breaking loose is Graham Maybell. Maybell to the left side. Crosses over the 30-yard line, and he's out of bounds. And the Villanova-bound senior makes a big play to start this third quarter off.
And you mentioned the 84 yards combined rushing. Neither team able to get anything going on the ground to slow down these defenses. But this play was designed to go off to the right, the trap. But look at the cutback lane. Usually against fast defenses that like the flow, the cutback lane is there. And Graham Maybell saw that hole, and you can see the speed to the outside. And you mentioned those lacrosse skills coming in the open field.
First down once again, Giswaldi. And the sophomore Peter goes left side, approaches that 25-yard line. Will bring up second down. So Trumbull on their heels as we are just underway here in the third quarter, live on Friday Night Football. Trumbull High School, home of the Eagles. Not a home game. It is a home game, but they are the visitors, Trumbull. This game has a neutral setting, and Trumbull finds themselves on their home turf in the championship game. Second down and 5, right side. Short of the first down yardage is Maybell.
And it's trying to establish the run coming out of the locker room. Coach Trifone tired of seeing of all the turnovers. And again, a lot of mistakes, both with the turnovers and we didn't talk about the penalties coming out in the halftime, but there's been a lot of penalties. You've seen 4 face masks in the first half. I know you mentioned you've never seen that before, and I'll tell you what, I've never seen that before.
We saw 3 in the first 4 minutes. So third down, this is 2-down territory for the Blue Wave of Darien. Giswaldi, the senior setback. Inside trap right here to Maybell. Maybell still on his feet. And Graham will move the chains. It'll be first down for Darien.
I thought he was gone to the house. When he broke through, put that last move on Ian Millen, and he had him shook. But you're going to see right here, on the coming right at you. Watch him put the move on Millen. He has him shook, but Millen just grabs the ankle and saves the touchdown.
Great block by 61, Brett O'Donnell, to spring that play. First and 10 now for Darien. Second back through once again is Maybell. Maybell will pound forward. Darien can still get a first down, but got to get nearly to the 1-yard line. So it'll bring up second down, pick up about 4 on that play.
Looks like the Blue Wave is trying to come out of the locker room and send a message on the ground.
You see Maybell, 66 on 9 carries. Well, they fielded the squib kick, did a good job at that. Gave him good field position. Maybell with a couple of big runs. And here they are. Second down now. Chris Alam. Hands off inside. Nobody home. Tackled for a loss is Maybell. Johnny DeSerme and company.
They went to the well just one extra time. That fake toss. Come back with the wing trap. You see DeSerme come in, close very hard from his corner position. DeSerme had the pick right before the half. And now you see him coming up playing the run.
Third down and 10. The senior, 6'2", Chris Alam rolls out to his left side. Looking end zone, fires a strike, got a man and a touchdown. Peter Justwalde, the sophomore, holds it in. And Darien has broken through in the FCIAC final.
How about that? They come out and run the football on every single down. And Chris Alam comes back out. Remember, the last pass he threw before the half was a pick on first down. And this time he comes out, no hesitation, throws a strike.
All-important extra point is good. C.J. Rea drills the extra point. But the play was made by the sophomore who emerged out of nowhere in this season.
Yeah, play action to Maybell. Looking back, Justwalde coming in, lined up in the slot.
What's the arm angle here, Wayne? He throws it low and a strike.
Absolutely, and I like, again, this is the third time I've seen him do this. Watch him swing the hips, shoulder squared upfield, and delivers a strike to the super sophomore. And this kid wasn't supposed to get a lot of touches this year. You see the scoring drive, 7 plays, 33 yards, 3 minutes, 21 seconds, all on the ground except for the touchdown pass. And Darien coming out of the locker room making the statement. And you know,
FCIAC Championship, let's go.
He's fired up. He's finally smiling. The first half, very frustrated. You see Chris Alam very happy about the way he just delivered that football. You know, we've seen a lot of these games over the years where you come out 0-0, all of a sudden in the second half, the fireworks start going off, and the crowd is going nuts right now.
Well, for Justwalde, the sophomore, it came from the senior in Alam. And if you ask Coach Rob Trafone about Justwalde, he said, I didn't see it coming. He's a sophomore. But they had some early injuries. He got the call, and wow, did he respond. You never know how a guy's going to respond in the heat of the battle. And the sophomore, Justwalde, has off the kickoff.
Got the wall set up.
Ian Millen to the right side. Millen is still on his feet. Millen crosses over the 40. He'll be out of bounds at about the 44. And the Eagles will return to the field offensively with good field position. Good job by Ian to pick it up and go.
Gotta love a quarterback that plays safety, strong safety at that, and then runs back kicks as well.
Well, let's face it, quarterbacking is a hobby for Miller. 37 yards on this one. He's a ball player.
Yeah, football playing is his job. We saw it was a short punt, and you know, usually you teach your returner. Ball's kicked to the extreme left. We got the wall set up to the right, just take it up the field. Did a great job getting back in there.
Gallo is going down. Zach Sherwood, and the Zach attack continues on Friday night.
You know, Keith said it at the halftime. Talked about Ian Millen last week coming in the second half, taking over and really finishing that game out. And then we see here Gallo coming back in, getting the start at quarterback in the second half. So we'll see how long before Millen gets back in there. Right now, personally, I think the game's a little too quick for Gallo in the pocket, and Millen is better suited to handle that.
Gallo quick out to Terrio. Terrio looking, goes down. Great job of running to the football by Tucker Morehouse. That's a defensive end who runs a 4.7, and he closes on the ball carrier.
You mentioned the 4.7. Here it comes right at you. Watch him close down the line. Tucker Morehouse. And that's one of the reasons why he's able to get so many sacks, because once he gets an edge on the offensive lineman, he's able to close on the quarterback.
He's getting a lot of Division III looks for football. He comes off the edge. Gallo swings it out just over the hands of Don Cherry, and that'll bring out the punt team for Trumbull. And Wayne, you know in the game of football, when you score first in a game, the onus falls on your defense to force that team to punt. That's just what they did. Good job out of Darien D.
Yeah, it was Tucker Morehouse on second down. And then on that last play was Tucker Morehouse coming off the edge, unblocked, forcing Gallo to throw that ball over the top, over the head of Cherry, wasn't able to pull it down. So Tucker Morehouse having a huge impact on second and third down, forcing his punt by Trumbull.
So into punt is Matera, gets this one off, and it's fielded on the fly by Giswaldi. Giswaldi running to the left side. He goes out of bounds. Good job by the coverage team of Trumbull High School. Well, with Tara on the sidelines, why not? All things high school now in high definition. Sarah Petrolino brings you a new season of High School Journal, MSG Varsity's weekly news magazine. Showcases drama, music, dance, and art in the tri-state area. Catch High School Journal Tuesdays at 7 only on MSG Varsity.
If you haven't checked her out, you better. You better check her out. She does a fantastic job on the High School Journal.
So Chris Alam comes out. Second possession of this second half. Here's Maybell once again. Nothing doing. Good job of running to the football. And on the tackle was Matty Lena, the captain. Lena, he gets that list of best hits of the year for the Eagles of Trumbull. So Trumbull trying to give the ball back to their offense as they now trail by 7. They'll look at Chris Alam. Alam to Maybell. Graham. Not much room there at the point of attack. It is tough to run in between the tackles on these two teams.
And Trumbull's defense doing a nice job adjusting on the fly, something they did very well a week ago. First drive coming out of the half, they ran a lot of that wing trap. So far on this drive, they ran it twice, and the Trumbull front 7 shut it down.
Monaco and company playing big up front. Joe Reel. And of course, Zach Wojtek, the ever so big junior. And on third down now, there'll be a timeout. Coming off the field is Matt Lena.
Yeah, equipment issue once again. He's got to leave the field for a play while they fix his, like his chin strap wouldn't buckle. And when you win the big hitter award for your team, you've been breaking a lot of chin straps.
Third down and 7. Rolling left is Alam. Surveys the field, he's got some time. Throws a strike and it's complete for a first down. What a job of holding on to the football by Sean Fahey. He took a pop.
Sean Fahey coming out of the backfield. You see him slip out in the middle of your screen. Looks like he's wide open, and great job by Phil Terrio to come off his receiver and make a big hit. But look at Sean Fahey. He looks like a fullback, doesn't he, Jimmy? Makes the catch and holds on to the football.
It's all about contributions in a championship game, and that was a big play on third down. Keeps your offense on the field and gives Giswaldi a chance to get another carry. But, you know, in a game like this, where field position is so important, hey, Darien might not score on this drive, Wayne, but you move the chains a couple times, gives you a chance to use some clock and pin Trumbull deep, give him a longer field to work with.
Yeah, and possessions are very, very important in the second half of a game that starts off 0-0 through the first 2 quarters. You score right away, and we've seen this before. This could be it. And for Trumbull, they have to get as many possessions as they can because they are behind. And Darien wants to take the time off the clock, but they also want to put points on the board.
Second down and 8 now for the Blue Wave. Back to pass is Alam. Looking downfield, feels some pressure, throws the ball out of bounds. And once again, the pressure being applied by Brian DeWalt.
That kid's a closer. We saw him last week in the game-winning play, 2-point conversion closer. We saw him early in the first half closing down on the run on Chris Salam, and right there, Chris Salam on the edge. You heard Coach Trufone talk about going into the half how he's got to run more. Well, he couldn't run because DeWalt was closing, but then the second thing he asked his quarterback to do is throw it away. And he threw it away to play again. Give himself a chance on 3rd down and about 8.
They break the huddle. And you see their numbers on 3rd down. Alam steps up. He will go down. A penalty comes from the backside, but of course, the man was Brian DeWalt. It is holding against Darien. That penalty will be declined. It'll be 3rd and long.
Holding on the offense. Decline. 4th down.
Well, Trumbull, ultra competitors led by number 4 in your Eagles program.
And you see the pocket collapse. You can't see the holding, but nonetheless, DeWalt closing on the edge. Doing a great job right there at center. Jack Newton, the center, 69, got caught grabbing the jersey.
Well, DeWalt's going to get one of those Eagle patches that they give out for big plays in games and practice. As Terrio lets this one roll. Look at this punt right here. Oh, doing the job was Pat McDonald. And that ball rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line. "51 yards on the punt. And that's the chance you take as that punt return deep man when you let it hit the turf. To the sidelines we go, and Tara.
Jimmy, everyone right now is grabbing some hot chocolate from that concession stand here at Trumbull, but during the summer, it served as a makeshift weight room. That's right, because of all the construction here at school, the Trumbull football team housed their weight room equipment in the concession stand and brought it back out every day where they would lift on the field. And Coach Maffei jokes how his office was on the 20-yard line, so they feel very comfortable with their backs against the wall. He said, we've been battle-tested since the summer.
Dead
What's
ball,
a little more in a championship game?
Offense. 5-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal.
The longest yard.
Repeat first down.
You know, the massive construction's going on. They go to get in their summer lifts, and the construction team says, can't go in there, boys. School's closed. We have some unsafe conditions. Coach Maffei says, well, we're a football team. We got to lift all summer. So, hey, they says, you know what? If we can't take the weight room inside the school, we'll take the weight room outside the school. So they humped all the weights as Tara said outside, and every day the process would go on, carrying the stuff in and bringing it out. Now Trumbull with the ball in their hands in possession, flushed out of the pocket, throwing the ball downfield. It's Gallo, and he's got a man. Complete. It's to Terrio. And backed up deep in their own territory. Ball came out at the back end of the play, but it'll stay with the Eagles of Trumbull, and they have some breathing room. The playmaker, Phil Terrio, doing it again.
Nice job by Gallo in the end zone, and this time his clock is right. He understands, I got to get out of the pocket, I got to look up downfield. Right here, I found the receiver and deliver a strike. The Terrio was wide open. Big, huge pickup, 29 yards.
Now on first down. They run it left side. And good pursuit by that defense once again.
That's a huge play to pick up the first down. If they've got a punt out in the end zone, that's field position and time in the third quarter that Darien can take off.
Here they go back to the no-huddle offense. Gallo, quick strike to the left side of Terrio. Terrio trying to navigate the sidelines, and he does a good job at that and gets close to a first down, and he crosses over the 40-yard line. This wide-open spread attack no-huddle is something new. Trumbull lost to St. Joe's last year on Thanksgiving, and they knew they had to make a change. They decided to go with the wristbands, the no-huddle, and start running a little tempo offense.
Yeah, and the tempo's been off here tonight, but it's starting to pick up. You see the quick release by Gallo, get it out to Terrio, get it in his hands, let the young man do something with his feet.
Now Gallo to DeWalt. DeWalt flush deep. This play's in trouble, and he's going down. And did the ball come loose? No, it did not. It stayed on the carpet. But what pursuit by the Blue Wave defense.
Well, that entire side of the field thought it came loose, but the only opinion that matters is the referees, and they're pointing to the ground. Ball was down.
But Jarrett Gatling was in the end zone with the football.
Boy, it's tough, Jimmy, to run side to side against that defense. Now, I saw this team their first game of the season, and I'll tell you what, they look 10 times as fast now than they did back in early September. Watch, they're going, DeWalt's going left to right. First of all, he gets wild, pushes him wide. Ball comes out.
Ooh, that was close. That was close. Trumbull might have got away with one there. Here's a deep ball down the center, and it's caught. Oh, Terrio bails him out once again. And what a strike thrown by Brian Gallo. He stepped up in the pocket and threw a bullet.
He's starting to go to work against his coverage, his tight coverage. Last week, played against a lot of zone. Now they get the man coverage, going down the field, nice skinny post. Terrio does a nice job of getting inside of the corner, Waters, and Waters saved the touchdown.
1st and 10 now. Ball inside the 45-yard line as they try to pound it with the running game. Still on his feet, working for extra yardage is Manny Lena, the captain, who is a physical player. What a sequence right there. A near fumble, very next play, quick strike, first down, and look at the Eagles. They're marching towards the red zone.
And Coach said it coming out. If you want it, you got to go take it. Watch the contact. Lena kept feet going.
On 2nd down, here's Gallo, quick out to Terrio. Terrio turns it upfield. He's going to have a first down, and a penalty comes in at the back end of the play. Could be a clip.
That's a late flag on DeWalt. He's going to get called for something. Looks like they're going to call a hold. It couldn't have been a clip. He had his body in front.
Illegal block in the back from the point of the infraction.
Came in very, very late.
Block in the back on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
So Bob Maffei, in his 13th year, took over for the legend, Coach Mack, Jerry McDougal, the Dean of Connecticut football coaches, 265 wins. He's done a great job since taking over the Eagles. 2nd down and long, quick outlet pass to DeWalt, and this ball comes loose once again. Did it go out of bounds? Waiting for the officials, they talk it over. Wayne, it's like waiting for the jury to come back with a decision. Everybody in blue is pointing one way. The guys in the white are thinking the other.
I tell you what, this one looked like it was more close to being down by contact from the naked eye than the first one. I think they're just trying to decide if it went out of bounds or not, because they didn't blow the whistle.
Well, Lou DeMaio and his crew. And you can see peeking in there is Charlie Kunze. Kunze's going to let us know because he's eavesdropping in on this conversation.
Point to the ground.
It is going to stay with Trumbull.
The runner was down by contact. Repeat 3rd down. Will be 3rd down.
I mean, to my naked eye, it looked like he was down. And the ball popped out. I didn't see a signal. Take a look at it here. It's DeWalt out in the backfield. Oh, my naked eye deceived me. That's a fumble, Jimmy. That's a fumble.
They miss one there, Wayne. So 3rd down and long, 13. Back to pass is Gallo. Feeling the pressure, tucks it under. He's going to run. Eludes one tackler and does a good job to move the ball upfield. It'll bring up a 4th down, but a manageable situation now for Trumbull. And let's see what they do. Ball's inside the 40. Do they play field position or do they get aggressive right here? Looks like the punt team is on their way out, and they are. So Bob Maffei will try and pin the Blue Wave in. And if you're Darien, you gotta be thinking possible fake here. Good position on the field to try it.
Well, if you punt it away, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because your defense has been outstanding. Pin them down deep.
Here it is. They are faking it. The ball goes to Brendan Moore. Moore throws it, and it's incomplete. Or was it complete but short? Either way, the ball will go to Darien.
And, he had a receiver out here in the flat all by himself to the near side to us. Decided to throw over the middle in traffic. Very odd.
They snapped the ball to Brendan Moore, who will be the quarterback next year. And the junior threw the ball on target, but they were short of the mark.
And you're going to see number 20. It's going to come to your screen here. Number 20 is open by himself. But Moore decides to throw over the middle. And the receiver gets blown up.
Peter McDonough for Darien stopped that play with a big tackle. Now on first down. Here's Peter Justwalde. One Peter to the next. Justwalde, the sophomore, turns it upfield and he'll have a first down.
You know, we stopped by the school to see Coach Raffone. Guess who was waiting in the lobby selling tickets for this game? Peter McDonough's mother. So I had a chance to talk with her, and lo and behold, the son makes a huge play on fourth down on the fake punt.
We have reached the fourth and final quarter of the FCIAC Championship. Darien, trying to complete a perfect season, has a 7-point lead. The fourth quarter is next.
Listen up, Pixels. IOTV now has NBC and ABC primetime shows on demand in HD free.
That's a lot more shows in HD, sir.
Yes, it is.
Which means a lot more work for us, sir.
Yes, it does.
And we're still free?
Yes, we are.
Are we ever gonna get a day off?
No.
Now get NBC and ABC primetime shows on demand in HD free. With incredible HD picture and sound, IOTV brings you the best HD experience.
On Long Island, it's a rematch of last year's Suffolk County Division I final as William Floyd, in the final for the 7th time in 8 years, takes on undefeated Sachem North, ranked number 7. Will Sachem North strip the defending champs of their title, or can William Floyd do it again? An edge-of-your-seat matchup. Catch the HD replay in high definition. Friday Night Football, the Suffolk County Division I final. Sachem North versus William Floyd. Catch the HD replay only on MSG Varsity.
Time for a scoreboard update from our MSG Varsity Studios. Hi, everybody. I'm Jared Greenberg. Let's say what's going on around the tri-state area. First up, our top-ranked team, Don Bosco, well on their way to their 33rd consecutive victory. And MSG Varsity, Steve Gelbs is in Ramsey to give us the latest between Don Bosco and St. Peter's Prep in the Group 4 semifinals.
All right, guys, the story of this game thus far has been the play of Don Bosco freshman Jabril Peppers, a 93-yard fumble recovery return for a touchdown, and then a 95-yard pick six. Don Bosco rolling in the third, up 24-0.
Great job, Gelbs. Well, that's not a surprise. This is Old Tappan 10th ranked, trailing by 1 in the third quarter. Paramus John Roberts has 5 touchdowns. Over to Long Island Conference 3 final. Lynbrook in the third quarter with a 26-14 lead. The winner of that game goes on to play Sayville in the Long Island Championship. Enjoy the fourth quarter of your game. We're back with a full post-game recap as soon as we're done in Connecticut. Enjoy the fourth quarter right here on MSG Varsity.
Just moments before the fourth and final quarter. 7 points, the only 7 points on the board for Darien. And if you go to Trumbull, the man you might want to see on any given day is the principal, also known as the Good Doctors, with Tara.
I'm here with Trumbull's principal, Dr. Robert Tremaglio. And Dr. Bob, there seems to be such a great atmosphere here tonight. How would you assess the school spirit here of the student body?
Oh, we're very excited to host this game. Certainly, we have a great student body, and it's wonderful to host Darien and also Varsity Sports, MSG, and all the folks who are coming out to enjoy the game tonight.
Here for some coaches meetings during the week, we noticed a lot of construction work going on. What can you tell us about some of the new additions coming to the school?
Well, I'm glad you had a parking space put aside for you. We have a $68 million construction project that's going on. We started a few years ago. It's going to go on for another couple of years. It's very exciting. We just initiated our new auditorium, and in a couple of years, this will be a brand new stadium as well in many respects. So we're very, very excited about that and all the other things that are going on with our student body and our staff. We're very, very proud of the Board of Education, and we get a great deal of support from our community.
Well, an exciting time for both the school and the community. Thanks so much.
So thank you so much, and enjoy the evening.
All right, Tara with the Good Doctor earlier tonight. So Bob Maffei tries to keep his hopes alive here for his first FCIAC since 2005 when they beat Staples 14-0. They lost the state championship the year to Xavier. And the great Amari Spivey went from Iowa, now a member of the Detroit Lions. But the issue now, the fourth and final quarter. Along the right side is Graham Maybell. Maybell on first down just crosses over midfield. And our stats through 3 quarters, the stats were not pretty. At the half, they improved a little bit through 3. Wayne.
Yeah, a little more effort on the ground. You see Darien, 136 yards rushing, but again, we go back to the key stats. It's the turnovers. 5 turnovers, no first down conversions for Trumbull. It's been tough going offensively, but Darien with the rushing yards got it together on an opening drive on the ground, scored on the touchdown pass, and that's been it.
Second down and 9 for Darien, just underway in the fourth quarter. Here's Chris Alam. Down the left side is Barker taking a shot. He's got him. Clay holds it in. Clay Barker is tackled inside the 5. Big play for the Blue Wave. In the words of Rob Truffaut, Clay Barker's become an awesome receiver. We saw it right there, Wayne. He got a step on the defense and Alam threw a strike.
And it went to the reverse pivot out of the center, snap exchange, went with the post route, got inside Terrio, and almost got to the end zone, setting up a huge first down and goal. But look at Barker, great separation. That's a great ball by Chris Alam. Let him up the field. No chance for Terrio to come back on the play.
First and goal for Darien. Clay Barker using his outstanding speed to get some separation.
Darien, they're first.
And Darien will use their first timeout here of the second half. You saw those stats of Bob Maffei's Eagles threw for more yardage, Wayne, in the first half, but Darien made the big plays. And that is another one. Trumbull will play St. Joe's on Thanksgiving Wednesday in their annual affair. But we will have Darien and high-flying New Canaan. This is going to be a battle, one of the great traditions in the state of Connecticut. The Blue Wave look to stay undefeated. New Canaan will need a victory on Thanksgiving Day to keep their season alive. We will be here live Thanksgiving morning, 10:30 a.m. New Canaan against Darien. Can they stop number 4 in the New Canaan program? Of course, Kevin McCarry. He is all world.
Yeah, he is, but listen, wide receiver needs that quarterback, and Matthew Milano for New Canaan has come on this season.
First and goal to the right side. Maybell into the house. Graham Maybell, touchdown, Darien. And they have a 2-score lead in the FCIAC. Good push off the right side, and Graham cashes in.
A good push and an excellent bounce. They saw the speed right there by Graham Maybell to bounce it outside, and huge play by Clay Barker. 47-yard reception to set him up inside the 5. Now to have a chance to go up 14-0 on the PAT after, and boy, I tell you what, that's a huge possession for the Blue Wave.
C.J. Rhea now lining up the extra point. Just like that. Barker sets it up. Maybell finishes it off. And Darien has some breathing room in the FCIAC Championship. Maybell gives him the 6, the 1 compliments of C.J. Rhea. But Graham Maybell, the Villanova-bound lacrosse player. You ask the coach about him, what he loves about this game, Wayne. It's the camaraderie of the sport. Loves being part of a football team.
See the right side collapse, and he bounces it to the outside.
James Shanley was blasting. If you look at Shanley, driving the defender into the end zone.
And he even takes a part of Graham with him. You see this ball clearly. He's in the end zone. Ball comes out once he hits the ground, so there's no question there. That was a touchdown and not a fumble. You mentioned Graham Maybell. What a season for him.
They were on that payloader on that photo. Shanley was like a road grader right there into the end zone. And the lead is 14. Tara, Darien can taste it now.
Oh, they certainly can, and you guarantee that the Trifone clan in the crowd is fired up on this one. Of course, Coach Trifone's wife, Marge, is a swim coach at Darien, as well as a health and phys ed teacher, and his 3 sons all playing in the Darien Junior Football League. And guess who's their coach? Yep, Coach Trifone. He coaches his 2 13-year-old twins, Bobby and Christian, as well as Mark and his assistant coach, Mitch Ross, here on the squad. Well, he coaches the 8th grade DJFL squads, and by design, those squads practice at the high school. So a family affair for the junior leagues and, of course, the varsity level, with Rob Trifone leading the pack on all of them.
Yeah, Tara, Christian, and Bobby, twins. And Mark just in the 3rd grade. And you know, really, Coach Trifone, it's about fatherhood and about football pride. When his boys were in 4th grade, they went 0 for the season, and he hated to see his boys go through that. So he said, you know what, I'm going to get involved. And get involved he has, and really turned some success, and they run the same system.
That's right, and I asked him who's the best coach in the household, and of course he said his wife.
I'm going to get involved, and get involved he has, and really turned some success, and they run the same system.
That's right, and I asked him who's the best coach in the household, and of course he said his wife, because she's got 9 state titles as a swim coach.
So Trumbull now trails by 14.
And of course, that was the correct answer.
Did you think he was going to say anything else?
No, you had to try. You had to see.
Well, she has rung up the swim titles. And now for Coach Maffei, gut check time for his offense. Not a must-score situation, but an important one at that. They need to get some points on the board. This one tipped off. The long arm of the law, number 54, Charlie Kunze. Charlie Kunze, you mentioned the basketball player right there. Looks like he's going for a shot block.
And he got it. He rejected that one out there, and he was waving a finger like Dikembe Mutombo used to do.
Charlie Kunze, who got a lot of Ivy League looks. He's a high honor student going off to Middlebury to use his academic and football prowess. Kunze again with pressure. Also there is Gatling. Flushed out of the pocket is Gallo. Gallo throws a deep ball, got him in, and it's caught. Look at this. It's going to go for a touchdown.
It's coming back, Jimmy.
Penalty will bring it back, breaking the heart of Nick Lamardi. And Lamardi got behind the defense, and he can't believe it.
And this is going to be an absolutely tough call for Trumbull to swallow. As Gallo, you're going to see it on the replay. As Gallo breaks out of the pocket, they're going to call. I believe they're going to call a block in the back.
Well, the senior
block in the back. Offense, half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
They're trying to protect their quarterback, who was flushed out of the pocket. Nick Lamardi got loose, and the senior made a spectacular catch and goes the distance, but it's all for naught.
You see right here, top, that's a tough call. I'm sorry, Jimmy. That's something that you got to put the flag in the pocket on this one. That's inside the tackle box as well. There's an interior lineman playing. Just a little contact on the back, but again, inside that tackle box. That's a tough call for Trumbull.
It all comes back. Lamardi, what a play. But it does not count. Trumbull now in an even deeper hole. Gallo throwing the ball deep down the center of the field. Nobody's there. Over the head of Terrio. And it's shaping up to be that kind of night for Gallo and the Eagles of Trumbull.
See the disappointment in Gallo's face. He thought he had a big hitter. A long bomb to get him back in the game. And besides the turnovers, the penalties have been hampering both offenses all evening long.
Anthony Matera now into punt. And he'll be, you see him, he's standing in the end zone. So dangerous situation here for Trumbull. Gets off a little punt. Chasing it up is just Waldy. He'll let it go. And the ball will be spotted just inside the 40 of Trumbull. Out comes Chris Salam, the 6'2 senior, who has made some plays, Wayne, when it has counted.
He ended the first half on a tough throw, but watched the strike down the middle to Clay Barker. Picked up the huge gain, and then he's going to come back with the long bomb to Clay Barker. 47 yards down inside the 5-yard line. That set up the second touchdown by the Blue Wave with Graham Maybell on the short run. Give him a 14-0 lead.
Under 10 minutes to go on first down. Darien now in a position to put this game away. And running the ball straight with some power is Fahey. Number 36 taking a couple Eagles with him.
Look at this first touch of the game on the ground for Fahey. Both hands on the football. They're trying to strip it away. Ball security right now for the Blue Wave. That's all they got to think about. When you have the football in your hands, 2 hands on the ball until you get out in the open field.
Second down and 4. Here he is again. Sean Fahey. And they're going to the banger now. Fourth quarter with the lead. Try and keep the clock rolling. They're going Peyton Hillis in the Cleveland Browns style now with Fahey.
Fahey's a little bit smaller than me. Oh, I got to watch him last weekend for the first time I've seen him with the Browns against the Jets. Oh, that's a big boy. And he was running hard.
Jets did a good job, much to the delight of Bob Maffei's mother, Lorraine, who's a big Jets fan, he told us. Gotta love it. Third down and short. Close to a first down. This time it was Maybell.
That's a big stop right there. They did it.
They got it, Wayne. The chains will move.
It was close. Coming right at you. The extra effort. Just a lean, just a half yard extra. Got Maybell the first down, and saw Don Cherry coming there a little bit, just a half second late.
Inside the 30-yard line, the ball is spotted, called to 29. Fahey once again bounces off the first tackle. Just trying to protect that football as you see the grip, rip, and strips attempted by Trumbull. Under 8 minutes to go now. Darien's last appearance in the FCIAC Championship was 2008. They lost to Lou Marinelli and the Rams of New Canaan, who also beat them in the state championship. They will see New Canaan on the Turkey Bowl this coming Thursday, Thanksgiving, live right here on MSG Varsity. Will be on the air at 10:30 a.m. Their 3 FCIAC titles well before Coach Trafone got here, last being 1998. Maybell once again to the right side. And Graham scooting upfield. He is close to another first down, and I think he got it.
Been using this wing count an awful lot here in the game tonight. And early on in the first half, it went nowhere. But the first drive of the game, he did a great job. The wing counter trap. Graham Maybell was outstanding on that first drive of the game as Darien took it right down the field out in the locker room and put 7 on the board. And Trumble's been chasing ever since.
Ball is at the 18, under 7 minutes to go now for Darien. First and 10. Again, it's Fahey pounding his way to the right side. Runs into a host of Eagles.
Try to go off that right side behind Charlie Kunze, the playing right guard. How about Charlie Kunze? Chasing around these 2 athletic, scrambling quarterbacks, and then has to turn around and play the entire game on offense at right guard, and doing a great job firing off. Great conditioning, great athleticism. He's made huge impact plays here this evening.
Coach Maffei said of Charlie, smartest lineman I've ever coached, both sides of the ball. High praise from Rob Trafone, who's been coaching high school football in the state of Connecticut for 22 years, 18 years at Brian McMahon. In 1994 at McMahon, he won the FCIAC and the state championship. They had 8 shutouts, that team, led by the great Idris Price, who's now the defensive coordinator on this Darien team. And there he is talking to Coach Trumbull. They would repeat as FCIAC champs at Brian McMahon in 1995, led by Louis Vega, whose son Damien is now the quarterback at Brian McMahon.
Timeout, Darien.
And this year, Coach Idris Price and Coach Rob Trifone trying to deliver their first state title as coaches for the Blue Wave of Darien.
Red 9. It's like trap left. So it's red 9. Ace left, trap left, on. Wait. If there's a long.
Well, of course, this game, the big showdown between St. Peter's and Bosco in New Jersey. Sachem North, all part of Quick 60. All you need to know about high school fix. Join Mike Quick as he reveals the top 25 in the tri-state area live. That's a Quick 60 on football. Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Are they going 90 minutes again? The schedule plus will be in play only on MSG Varsity Quick 60. Mike Quick, his 23rd consecutive FCIAC Championship that he's attended here in the 45th annual FCIAC Final. What a run for Mike Quick, the Connecticut resident. A little confusion here on 3rd and 5. Just hold on to the football is the issue for Sean Fahey. Some Rob Trifone in his 4th year. 4 seasons at Darien, you see his record. 16 at McMahon, look at that record. 3 division titles, 2 FCIAC titles, and a state title. Seeking his first. He comes in tonight, the FCIAC Coach of the Year, voted by his peers. He said that is what meant the most to him. And for now, a field goal attempt of 32 yards that can put them up 17. The snap, the kick, it is drilled, and it is good. C.J. Rea drills it straight in between the pipes, and it is a 17-point lead. 3 scores. Coach Trifone just sprinted 30 yards downfield in jubilation. He can smell it now.
He took off. Once that ball went through the uprights, he just took off the opposite way, and he said sprinted 35 yards down the field. Just ecstatic. Oh, that was up and pure, straight through.
It is pure, and look at that reaction by CJ. It all counts in this when you contribute to what looks like Darien is 4 minutes and 30 seconds away from an FCIAC championship. 32-yard field goal. It is 17-0. Darien over Trumbull. The Blue Wave faithful. And there is the trophy, the FCIAC title. A year ago it was won by Morris Petrosio and the Wreckers of Staple. Now Darien tries to bring home the hardware, and a lot would have to go wrong, Wayne, for them to not get that baby.
They're up 17 with 4.5 minutes to go. Shutting out the Trumbull offense to this point, and that defense has been all over the place with speed and aggressiveness, and now you're putting Gallo in a situation down 3 scores, and he's going to have to air it out, and that front 4 is going to get after him.
Here's the kickoff, fielded by Trumbull. With some room to run, up the right side is Terrio. And never say die, Phil Terrio. The coach calls him the best player with a good return right there. But Darien, it's been all about the defense. We talk about that front 4 of Sherwood, Sherley, Kunze, and of course, Morehouse.
And the speed of these 4 players has been the difference here tonight, because for this Trumbull offense, they got athletes, and you see Morehouse come in with the sack. This offense, and you watch them run down receivers to the perimeter. He's a defensive lineman, Jimmy, running down screens to the outside, and that just shows you the type of team speed they have.
1st and 10 now for Trumbull. Back to pass. is Gallo. Gallo looking downfield, throws a deep ball up for grabs. Some contact there, and it is incomplete. And we saw that package on that front four, and it's worth repeating. We mentioned it all through the night. As you see this ball just out of bounds.
Yeah, trying to find Lombardi down the field, but again, the ball sailed out of bounds, so the contact really not much to go off if you throw a flag, especially with the ball being uncatchable out of bounds. A good no call by the back judge.
Second down and long now for Trumbull. Desperation time. This one nearly intercepted by Jared Getling. Getling had nothing but daylight.
Again, excellent speed. I mean, you know, it's a linebacker and a wide receiver body. He reads the quick screen they've been running all night. He almost steps into the passing lane. So you're not supposed to block the inside linebacker. You know, you're supposed to leave him alone. But Gatling's speed allowed him to get out into the lane. Almost went to the house.
Third and long. Gallo loads up, deep ball, looking for Porciello, catches it. Look at Big Tommy climb the ladder. And at 6'5", he outworks the secondary using his height advantage for a big completion. Now they'll have to hurry under 4. 34 yards on that one.
Yeah, gotta go no huddle the rest of the game here in a hurry up.
Why not just throw that pass again? What an advantage they have with the 6'5" Porciello.
They're going there.
This time off the quick out. Porciello turns it inside, doesn't go down. He'll be close to a first down. And the ball will be spotted just outside the 10-yard line. The clock is still running now, you see. Coming up on 3:30 to go, and now they'll stop the clock to reset the chains. First and 10, Gallo looking, throws a quick strike and a completion, short of the 5-yard line. Porciello once again.
Porciello's a tight end, but they're sticking him out at the flanker because he's got great ability to match it up and causes some problems.
Got to throw the ball to the end zone. Throwing underneath does you no good here because the clock is running. And now they will call a timeout. Will the Blue Wave of Darien. Just to try to slow them down a little bit.
Their final timeout.
Down 17 points. 3 minutes to go. There's no blueprint for this. You need a little bit of luck. Need some big plays and a couple of breaks.
Well, of course, the High School Sports Desk brings you an hour of the latest in high school sports. Join Jared Greenberg and Shauna Ryan live for a full hour of all the sports and stories in the tri-state area. For the most up-to-date coverage of high school sports, tune into the High School Sports Desk weeknights at 6 p.m. and immediately following the game tonight, only on MSG Varsity. Back on the field they come, second down. Call at 5. Gallo from shotgun. He points in a hurry. Quick out. Got a man, but he is tackled. Fighting for yardage is Terrio. What a gamer is Philly T, the captain. But he is short of the first down, so the clock continues to run.
Said it before, Jimmy. You've got to take shots into the end zone. The underneath stuff is getting him yardage, but it's killing the clock on him.
Third down, keeping it is Gallo. Gallo, right side, looking for the pylon. Gallo's going to get there. Touchdown, Trumbull. The Eagles are on the board. Well, Brian Gallo took matters into his own hands. Tucked it, got a couple blocks, and takes it into the end zone.
The first time tonight, the pass rush lanes got collapsed by the Blue Waves defense. He picks up a nice block on the edge by Lombardi, 25. And Gallo gets to the pylon. As the extra point, Jimmy's up and through. And Trumbull gets on the board. 17-7 now with 2:34 to go. Onside pending, but see Gallo lanes collapse, takes off, gets a great block by Nick Lombardi on the outside, walks into the end zone.
So for Darien now, the hands team will come out. Trumbull will be going onside kick. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. They need the football. Down 10 points with 2:34 to go.
And they didn't use any of their timeouts, so Trumbull still has 3. So the interesting thing here is that if they get the onside kick back and they start to drive and get within field goal range, do you take the kick knowing you need 2 possessions to onside kick again? It's about managing the clock and managing the time. As you see the scoring drive, six plays, 55 yards. Too much time taken, and they get on the board with the Brian Gallo touchdown run. But first things first, Jim, they got to get this onside kick.
All the skilled guys are up front. Just Waldy, Clay Barker, Scotty Waters, Will Weinstock, the captain and a senior. Here it comes. It's a good one. It's on the ground. The ball is loose. They will peel off the pile and see who's got it. Early reaction is the guys in blue, and that's who has it.
I pointed the wrong way, Jim.
It was Clay Barker. Sure-handed Clay does it again.
You had the call right. The referee pointed the wrong way initially. Got the Golden Eagles fans all riled up, and then turned it around.
It's a good onside kick.
Yeah, they have a chance right there. The ball's loose. Get that last bounce right there. Ball's loose. The pile up. Can't do that to the fans on the near side. You point your team's direction, get them all excited, and then you turn around and say, oops, made a mistake. Point the other way.
That was one thing. Doesn't matter where he points. Who's got the ball? It was number 80 in your Darien program. Ball first down. Maybell. So now a timeout.
Timeout Trumbull.
Will be called by Trumbull. Graham Maybell. As Rob Trifone comes out and talks to his club. And for Bob Maffei, rock solid season. They've been in lots of wars. They beat Bridgeport Central, Greenwich, Ridgefield, and Staples, all on the road. Came in battle tested. They're facing a team in Darien who was 9-0 and who have passed every test they have taken in this 2010 season. Rob Trifone, biology teacher at Darien High School. His classroom is a balance between biology and football when you look at the walls. For every picture of a reptile or sea life, there is a football photo or a Darien team photo or an action photo of one of the Blue Wave.
And it's amazing what he does during the day teaching and then coaching the varsity program, a championship, about to be a championship winning program, and then coaches his son's teams as well. Amazing.
Here's Maybell on first down.
I don't know when Coach Trifone actually goes to sleep.
I do. January. Well, of course, if you think your school's the best in the tri-state, then make yourself heard on Facebook. MSG Varsity on Facebook lets you check out regular updates on games, shows, and what the fans have to say about absolutely everything. MSG Varsity on Facebook. Check it out at facebook.com/MSG Varsity.
Timeout Trumbull. They're second. Stay over the ball.
So Coach Maffei talking shop with his team. They need to jar the ball loose and make something happen. Either way, whatever happens here, I guarantee you one thing. Coach Moff will go back to school with a smile on his face. Monday, that's his temperament. On our Thursday visit, whether you were just a regular member of the student body or a football team, they all had high fives for Coach Moff, boys and girls. Just a great presence, 30 years at Trumbull High School. You see this FCIAC Championship in the last 10 years. Staples won it a year ago. Before that, Lou Marinelli, New Canaan. How about Rich Albanizio and Greenwich the 2 years before that? And you saw Trumbull in 2005. Nel Montañez, the big nose guard that night in 2005. And the punter, they put on an absolute show. That was Johnny McBride, the punter, when they beat Staples 14-0. And Nel Montañez went off to Buffalo, but what a performance that night. But for now, the issue at hand for Darien, get through the next 1 minute and 59 seconds and taste victory. Been a growing process for Coach Trufone. 2008, they went 11-2 and lost this game. A year ago, 7-3, didn't make it here. Well, they came in tonight at 9-0. And Wayne, they're 2 minutes away from moving to a perfect 10-0. And will head into the state playoffs and their Thanksgiving game against New Canaan, trying to add on to it. Amazing, if Darien is to run the table, they will have 14 games under their belt with the new format in the state of Connecticut. It's a 3-game playoff format. 14-0, that's like Texas stuff right there. Well, they moved the chains on 4th and 1. And they know now, nothing is in their way.
14-0, and the road they had to get there would be unbelievable. The type of competition they've had to line up play against all year long. And you know, think about this, in a 6-day span, they could win the FCIAC and then show up for the Turkey Bowl and have a potential to send New Canaan home for the holidays, because New Canaan needs that game next week, perhaps, to get into the States.
Yeah.
So what a week it would be.
I know somewhere, Lou Marinelli, the 30-year skipper of the Rams, and guys like Kevin McCarry and Joe Costigan and Matty Milano saying, yo, Jimmy and Wayne, don't get carried away. We got these boys on Thanksgiving, and they might have to see us again in the States.
Yeah, and you know they're saying, hey, we had one loss, we could have been in this game, and perhaps the outcome of this would have been different. But what a setup we have for Thanksgiving morning. This great defense against that high-flying spread offense that likes to throw it down the seams and throw it down the field.
I would like to thank everybody, the FCIAC and Trumbull High School and Darien High School, for all their help this week. Of course, the executive producer of MSG Varsity is Mike Lardner. VP of Operations is Sean Kennedy. Marty Ehrlich is the senior coordinating producer. Coordinating producer tonight is Miles Rich. Produced by Eric Singer. Dave Hagan directed this game. Seth Zweibel, our TD. And what a night it has been in the FCIAC. Scoreless at the half. Very sloppy. But Darien locked and loaded. Wayne, there was a story that Rob Trufone told us earlier this season. It was a rainy day, and he decided to take the boys into the gym for practice. When they went into the gym, the team collectively looked up at the banners on the walls of Darien High School. They show all the accomplishments of the lacrosse team, the volleyball team, the soccer team. And Coach Trufone said, boys, there's a void on those walls for the football program. The void has been filled. Rob Trufone and Darien are your 2010 FCIAC champions, and they continue their undefeated season.
Interview.
A meeting with the family, and now he comes out to greet his players, and of course mutual respect, the high school teammates, Coach Trufone and Coach Maffei. But on this night, it was about the blue wave and a big second half for their senior quarterback, who was here as a freshman and a sophomore, transferred as a junior, but Tara Petrolino, he came back as a senior, and he closed the whole deal.
Chris, after missing a year here at Darien, you came back and now a title to your name. How can you describe this moment?
I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm just so excited. The team played so hard all year. This was our goal. You know, it's funny looking back, 7-on-7, the last team we played was Trumbull, and it's just funny to play them again in the FCIAC Championship. It's just a great feeling to win.
Chris, it didn't start out too pretty. Lots of turnovers, lots of penalties. You ended that first half with a pick, and then you came out with a quick strike. What was said in that locker room?
We just talked about, you know, we had to convert, and, you know, it just had to be done, basically. We changed it up a little bit, and then we got the job done.
You certainly did, and the Darien Blue Wave hasn't gotten the job done since 1998. You probably weren't even in kindergarten. What does it say for this team and now the legacy you'll leave at the school?
It's great, actually. You know, we hope that this will continue into the ongoing years, and it's just a great feeling.
I'll let you enjoy this. Next up, New Canaan on Thanksgiving Day. Chris, congratulations. Jimmy?
All right, Tara, what a day. And Wayne, for Chris Alam, a sloppy first half. He ended on a terrible pick, but you know what? He answered the bell in that second half.
Oh, he certainly did. He made a horrible throw to end the half, prevent a scoring opportunity, but you saw the confidence and hit the deep ball to Clay Barker to set up that second score to really put the game away.
Well, if they felt a void when it came to these FCIAC championships, it is a void no more, because in 2010, the hardware is going to the Blue Wave of Darien. They came to Mack Stadium here on the campus of Trumbull High School, taking on the Golden Eagles. But in the end, after 4 quarters of football, the Blue Wave of Darien are your champions in the FCIAC. We will turn our attention to Thanksgiving morning. New Canaan and Darien, can the perfect season stay alive? We will see you on Thanksgiving morning. For Tara Petrolino and Wayne Morris, I'm Jimmy Cavallo. We will see you on Thanksgiving.